Love,
Hello, love.
exciting
Exciting
and
and
new.
new. Come aboard. We're expecting
Expecting you.
the
The love boat.
love. We're making some kind of run. The
The
love
love boat
boat.
won't be
We're
stopping at
ref
Robert Kraft's house.
host for fun. There'll be masseuses for you and masseuses for me. There'll be masseuses everywhere because it's the Rob Kraft Love Boat. He's going to have a happy ending on the Rob Kraft Love Boat.
So what do you think? Would Gronk be Isaac?
Who would be Isaac? That is a good one. Oh
I
my
think
God.
I think
Who
Gronk
would
would
be
be.
Isaac?
'Cause he'd be drinking it all the time, right?
Yeah, because Isaac was the bartender.
Yes.
Now, Gronk could be. The doctor would be Brady.
Yes.
Okay, this I like where we're going with this. We should say hello to the people in chat.
Hi there. He's Al.
And that's Ron, and this is
Hi.
Chat with Al, and the Love Boat Rob Kraft version. It's a happy ending for all. All right.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's.
Brady could be the doctor.
Yeah, I would think Brady'd be the doctor.
Yeah, I like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
Would Belichick be the captain?
Yeah, he'd be Steuben. Yes. So okay. So Belichick would be Captain Steuben.
He'd be wearing the hoodie instead of the hat.
Yes. The masseuse would be what's her face, Julie.
Yes.
I guess, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what the masseuse looks like.
No,
There
Giselle
might be some.
would be Julie.
Who?
Giselle.
Oh, yes. Giselle would be
Cruise
Julie.
director. We all drink Brazilian stuff and have no carbohydrate.
Yeah, that's a messed up. Don't go on that diet. It just sounds like death. I'm just telling you. Don't. Who the hell eats avocado ice cream? I mean, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. I get it. You know what? Give me Johnny Unitas drinking a beer, having a cheeseburger. I'll take Johnny U.
It's the picture of Lenny Dawson in Super Bowl 1.5 smoking a cigarette, drinking a French.
That's football. I don't condone smoking, but that's football.
Right. I mean, but, yeah.
So yeah, that's football, my friends.
Giselle as Julie.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
Okay, wait. Let's go back. So captain. So the captain
is Bill Belichick.
The captain's going to be Belichick, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So the captain's Belichick. Giselle is Julie, the
cruise
whatever.
Director.
Thank you, cruise director. Tom Brady is the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac is Gronkowski.
Yes.
Who's Gopher? Edelman.
Yeah.
Edelman is Gopher. Edelman is Gopher. How great is that? We have just recast the Love Boat. The Love Boat. Robert Kraft is coming your way. Literally. All right. Let's go to the chat real quick. Let me say hello to these wonderful luminaries we have in there. We've got Sebastian Strat. Hope all is well. Check out Sebastian Strat. Though he doesn't, you got to stream a game, Sebastian. We look forward to Thrice-A-Roni, a card collecting treat. Check out Thrice-A-Roni, another wonderful channel. We have Fandom D Saint. Oh, David the Saint, one of my favorite people on YouTube. One of the first people I ever met in the YouTube Google community. Great, wonderful channel. Check out his Game of Thrones reviews. They come out late Sunday, early Monday morning after Game of Thrones. Please check him out. Larry Harris, hope you're doing well. Herb Pilgrim, how you doing, Herb? Herb and Ron, they're D&D buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and Dragons, and we have Phantomatic and Bubba Husky. How you doing, Bubba? Hope all is well.
W. Vogg's some like blaster or basketball. He was having a good time with that a couple of days ago.
W. Vogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did one in his car, like a card collecting thing in his car. It was really cool. I liked it. I like W. I like Will. Will's a good
guy. Will's good.
Nice young man. Anyway, back to the Love Boat.
So yeah, Edelman would be Gopher.
Edelman would be Gopher. Do we forget any characters? They didn't have many characters. Then they had special guests.
The whole thing was set up for the guests.
Yeah, because they always had special guests. Who would be Charo?
Charo.
Yeah, who'd be Charo? Gucci Gucci.
Would
Remember?
it be Sofia Vergara?
Oh, yes. You know, if I was younger, I'd have one of those dating things for her. I would.
She's about our age, Al.
Yeah, but you know I like Raquel Welch. I can't cheat on Raquel Welch. Come on. It's Raquel Welch. I don't know. Yeah. So Robert Kraft, yeah.
Who would
I guess he had two masseuses, a little bit of this and a little bit of
So
that.
who would play Kraft?
Bob Kraft replayed by Bob Kraft.
All right.
All righty. Giggity giggity. Bob Kraft. Getting it done. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't give a crap what happened there. God bless the guy. What's stupid about him is he got caught. Like, do it somewhere else. Seriously, people are making a big deal about, again, as long as no one's being forced to do anything, I'm pretty sure they weren't being forced. At least, until they come out and they say, hey, that blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying, seriously, Robert Kraft, owner of the Patriots, why not just do it somewhere else?
You're a multi-gazillionaire. Do you really need to go to a strip mall to get that done?
I mean, I've been out in a strip mall and gotten that done. I'm just saying I didn't pay for it, mind you.
Yes, but that's the difference between you. Well, I'm married, so, it's not like, honey, can you go over to the Dollar Tree and pick up some dinner? I'm just going to step in here and get
my neck's a little, it hurts just a little bit. And I could see Bob Kraft getting in there going, I'm a little tense, like here. No, wait, a little lower. A little lower. A little lower. Bingo!
My wife has told me for years, you can go with any woman you want. As soon as you got to go to the bathroom, they're going to bring you home anyway.
That's not true. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
That's the poor Sarah.
Oh, God bless Sarah.
She's a wonderful person. She was so worried yesterday. So should I talk about what happened? Al's been trying to get me to take my socks off.
Listen, we got a big thing here. Ron's going to show us his naked foot that got mushed. No, he's not. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not. Actually, it looks a lot.
Yes, you are, Ron. I want the ratings, Ron. I want the ratings, Ron. Network's going downhill, Ron. We need the naked squished foot, Ron. We need it. Anyway, just kidding.
No.
So Uncle Ron, unfortunately, now we're making a little joke of it. But thank God, nothing worse happened to Uncle Ron. Scary. Yeah, a competitor of ours tried to murder Ron in the supermarket.
That's why Devin isn't here, right?
Devin is on the search for that person. Devin is on a secret mission. Secret agent man. So
usually when I go eat a greasy breakfast meal, I go and used to grab a soda afterwards. And I became diabetic and I couldn't do the full strength soda. And so went with an old friend and my wife, and we had a nice little brunch together on Friday. And so had a soda in about a week. And so I was going to go and stop and get a Coke Zero. We can do product placement here. They're not going to pay us anyway. And so
nice I went. They did pay us.
It would be nice. So I go into CVS because it's the only thing that's what matches for a convenience store in this part of the world. And I happened to notice because the soda coolers are right next to the freezer, that the freezer section was completely empty. So there was no Ben & Jerry's and no Haagen-Dazs and none of that gelato stuff I buy that I'm not supposed to eat, and or any of the bad DiGiorno frozen pizzas and all that. So grab my soda and grab a couple other things, and Sarah goes to check out. And so we got separated. So I went down to the next aisle, and, well, I found the freezer section.
You sure did, in a big, painful way.
Oh, my God. When I'm in the chair, there's about a 2 or 3 inch part of my foot that sticks out beyond the frame. And so there's no mirror there or anything like that. And so I saw him, and he was an older guy, and he didn't see me. And so.
Now, is it true? Was he on a cell phone?
No, he was not on a cell. No. You got to handle that thing with two hands.
Okay. I just thought I'd throw that out there just so we could yell at people on cell phone.
The mistake was that they tried to do that through the front of the store. So he's trying to navigate around where people are checking out.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
And so my foot got squished between the frozen wheel because it was in a, and which I think might have actually helped because everything on the, not only the dolly was frozen, but the dolly itself was frozen.
So it kept the swelling down at least.
So yes, so the frozen wheel and the frozen metal plate that the 200 pounds of frozen product, including Ben and Jerry's and
as Phantom D Saint says, ouch.
yeah,
Yes,
ouch
big
is the
ouch.
right word. And
Yeah,
so I
very
just let
painful.
out a, you know, my ankle wasn't supposed to move, and it
And
did.
it moved. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not good. Not
not
good.
good.
I mean, it'd be
So
good if it did, like, but not
I
that.
let out a yelp, and instead of stopping and letting me back up,
He wanted to finish the job.
yeah, he did because, you know,
Oof.
and he backed up, and so my foot got cut
Oh my God.
second time.
You know, Uncle Ron, thank God it's not any worse. That's
Oh
all
my
I can say.
gosh. And so Sarah's paying for our stuff, and there's two registers going, and so the girls that are, I mean, everyone who works at CVS is really nice. Apparently their freezer melted, and so they had to do everything with the stock.
Right.
And you know, just one of those unfortunate things. The manager's gone for a few days, so we can't talk to him about it. But you know, so he backs up, and I get my foot out of there, and we get through it. You okay? You know, they're trying some small talk. Are you okay? Like, this is gonna be
You
great.
okay? We know we smushed your foot, but seriously, you're okay, right? Sign this, please. Just
No,
sign
no,
it.
thankfully, no. I mean, someone suggested that I sue them. It's like, for what? I'm gonna go home and take the Advil I bought from the same drugstore a month ago.
What country do you live in, Ron? You're supposed to sue them. That's America.
So I'm hoping to get some free ice cream out of the deal. But
Yeah, we want some free ice
you
cream.
know, I'll take that. But oh my gosh. So my wife comes, you know, she works across the street from where I live. And so she comes home at 6 to check on it because I did some Advil, tried to take a nap, couldn't take a nap. I just couldn't. Didn't hurt too much. I just couldn't get comfortable.
Was it like throbbing? Like, was it like a throbbing thing?
Yeah, you know, it was.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that.
You know, and like, you know, special shout out to Dale Lonsdale who kept me company all afternoon yesterday.
Yeah,
That was
special shout out to Dale's Longs.
very, very
Dale
nice.
Longs, a
Thank
great
you.
friend of the community and
Yep.
channels. Yeah.
And so she comes home at 6 to check on it and to give me some more pain pills. Yeah, I got my pain pills. And
Now, Ron, you're shipping me some of those pain pills in the mail, right?
you can go to the store at any point and get the 200 milligram Advils.
Ron, we already have them for Pops. We have lots of stuff for Pops.
Oh yeah, I mean, we bought them for Sarah because of her back, and they're in the M&M size containers, you know.
Yeah.
And it was swollen and puffy, and she's going, "You gotta go." I said, "What are they gonna do? It's your foot. It's immobilized. It might see, my joints are frozen except for my jaw and my spine. You put something on it to immobilize it. It's immobilized. It's not gonna move." Sarah broke my wrist once when we were engaged.
She landed angry at you, did she?
You want pictures? That's the stuff you want pictures of, Al. Anyway. We were a lot younger.
You should have used your safety word, Ron. I told you your safety word.
She surprised me in my wristband. But that particular night, my arm turned gray. Like, oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
So the next morning, I went up to the hospital and crawled on the X-ray table because I can't get on it very easily. And they took the X-rays, and we can't tell what happened. Well, that's so. I'm not going to go up to the ER up here, crawl on an X-ray table, have my foot looked at, and say, "Well, you might have broken a toe, but we can't tell what happened to your ankle. You might have broke something here."
But it's not like overly a lot of swelling that's cutting off.
No, when I woke, I slept. Okay. You know, I took another dose when she came home early, and I went to bed at 10:30 last night, and. Like I said, took another dose when I went to bed, slept fine through the night. She looked at my foot this morning. It's swollen where the plate scraped against my foot, but the ankle was fine. And I took another dosage of pain stuff at noon, and I haven't taken anything since then. It's 9:45. So
well, that's good. That's good. I think we should get some ice cream out of this deal, Uncle Ron.
I want to, yes.
You know what? Here's better yet. Let's get some sponsorship for your channel. and then throw a little sponsorship my way, and we'll be A-okay.
Yeah,
That's the deal we're gonna cut with these guys.
Bubba,
But
it's just not that hot in here, and as soon as the swelling from when Sarah got home at 6 last night to look at it, and then when she got home at 9:30ish, it had started to go down.
that's good. That's
so
good.
so it never really needed to put ice on it. And I honestly think because the thing that I got nailed by was partially frozen anyway, because it was handling all these frozen goods.
It might have helped.
I think it probably did help.
So we've learned that if you're going to get squished by something frozen, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, they told me, Clinton Parks tells me all the time the ice cream's going to kill me, and by God,
it tried.
it tried.
Jesus.
I just,
we make a little light of it, but thank God you're all right.
I wasn't sure.
I don't do well with change, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything snap. I knew the ankle had moved, and that's what I was worried about. And no, by the time that I went to bed last night, they tried to get me to go. It's like, no, I don't need.
But you feel okay though. I mean,
nothing. Oh yeah, nothing snapped.
Yeah.
And when at one point my ankle cracked back into place, so it's a little stiff.
Yeah.
Then
like Bob
again,
Kraft.
I'm just a little stiff. I'm 47.
Yeah, man. Well, Rob Kraft was a little stiff too. Yeah. Boom, boom.
I said he got in a plane. Like I said,
Yeah, I know. Why wouldn't you just do it on the plane? Not to get back on the subject, before we go back to, down the rabbit hole like I like to go. I like to say, once again, thinking of Fandom D saying, he says, sue them today, be a millionaire tomorrow. Good sound advice. I like to say hello to Rafts, Graphs, and Cards. Bubba Husky. Max Cornelius, Thriceroni, Tribes fan, Fanomatic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Larry Harris. I know we already did this, but I'm just doing it again because I feel like it. Sebastian, Strat, Herb Pilgrim. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being our friends. We greatly appreciate that. I See Spots is in the chat. Another cool dude. And we have Avengi. Said it right this time. Avengi Crosby. He says, hey guys, check out that card collecting channel.
Yes.
So yeah, so we've recast the Love Boat using Patriots. It's just kind of a fun thing we did because Bob Kraft, he's a loving kind of guy, now they're gonna show, I guess he had two masseuses.
Yes, this was more than one time. He was a regular there.
Yeah, he was a regular. They knew like
I'm a regular at the sushi counter at the health food store.
I like sushi.
So do I, and that's where I get it.
I don't know if it's actual sushi because I usually get like a roll is not sushi, but
I do like not sushi.
Yeah, I do like the fish on the rice ball thing. That's sushi, right?
We got a Pokeworks here. Do you have one yet in your neck of the woods?
We got lots of sushi places.
I wouldn't call it a sushi place. I would call it it's a fishbowl place. It has all the elements of sushi without actually being sushi. So you get a base of rice.
You know sushi like I know sushi?
I just know that you don't buy it from gas stations.
Yeah, that's not good.
And last time that Sarah got it from Hannaford's. You have Hannaford's down there? Grocery store.
Hannaford's, I've heard of it. That's
it's a grocery store chain.
Yeah, it's out east to us though.
Yeah. Don't get
Mike McAllister. Hold on.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
How are you doing, Mike? Long time no see. Hope all is well, Mr. McAllister. Good friend of the channel. Last time we chatted, he had was going to the doctors and obviously went well. You're with us and we love that. So
that's
good
right.
to see you, Mr. Mike McAllister. So yeah, so your Hannaford's, I'm sorry. I just saw Mike. I want to say hello.
Absolutely. No, I mean, you don't get your sushi at Hannaford's.
No. That's like, you might roll the dice on the hot dog at the Cumberland Farms. They're not too bad, or the gas station, but don't roll the dice on sushi.
No. But if you like fried fish and you live in northern New England, or at least in our part of New England, Price Chopper.
We have Price Chopper in Connecticut.
Unbelievably good fried fish.
Fish and chips.
Yes. Anyway, I'm making myself hungry and I shouldn't do that.
No, I'm hungry now too. We need some ice cream from those bastards who ran you over. So, Mike McAllister says he's doing good. Awesome sauce. We'd love to hear that. So, this is Uncle Ron Juckett from Retro Sports Network. We're only how far in. We haven't done the intro.
About
We're singing
20
Love
minutes.
Boat. Yeah, that's okay. I think everyone liked the Love Boat theme. We'll sing again. Renwood, holy cow! It's old friends night here. Renwood, how you doing? Hope all is well. As she says, need to be aware of blood clots. She's a wonderful person from the great state of Texas, Renwood. Met her on Phil the Issue Guys channel. Renwood, great human being. Great to see you, Ren. I thought it was my breath. I haven't seen you in a long time, but awesome sauce. Awesome. Wow. We saw Mike McAllister and Ren.
Yeah.
We should end the show now. I can't get any better than that. So anyway, we have Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network.
Let's see. What am I, besides doing videos about my injuries? I
like that video.
82 baseball replay in the process of doing, and we just did a sim chat the other night. We talked about the art of streaming, and we did a football video on the release of Action PC Football, which I
think
is,
game.
Oh my gosh,
great game. Todd B's in the chat. My God, I have in our chat IC Spots, Renwood, and Mike McAllister, along with all the other wonderful luminaries. What a great Saturday night. SATURDAY. Right. So what else, Uncle Ron? I love your baseball. I can't watch as much at work anymore.
Yeah, what happened? Did the monkey get to you at work? Don't you think?
Frown upon that.
I mean, the monkey and GGO ratted you out.
Yeah, I gotta watch them on replay now and catch your night stuff.
So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now as a baseball. I'm gonna have Anthony on at some point soon for the release of Glory Days Box.
Yeah, great game. That's coming out in May. That's
May 13th. He gave a date.
May 15th?
May 13th.
13th. Excellent. I will be on that website purchasing it ASAP because he's got
a video out. I think it was today.
I didn't see it. Okay.
That he actually got his own game to unbox.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't watch. Yes, I saw the unboxing, so that's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna check that out. So great game. Plays very smooth. You're gonna love it, Uncle Ron. I know.
Yeah, I've tried to. There's a couple things I gotta look up to make sure after a round to see on scoring and fatigue and all that. But yes, it's gonna be.
It's a fun game.
Ball roller set to go with 5 die.
Yep.
You can do that with ball roller.
Yeah.
So
you know, that's the number 4 in the Robert Kraft special, the ball roller. So anyway, Tribes fan says Al on YouTube, hockey on TV, life is good. Yes, it is. I know Tribes fans not going for the Bruins, that's for sure.
That's right. Game 2 of Columbus and the Bruins tonight, right?
Yeah, Bruins scored. I think it's 1-0 in the probably second period starter. I was watching a little bit with my dad before we started chat with Al. You know, we went a little earlier today because Al's going to get the snot kicked out of him by Action PC Football again. How great is that game?
I'm impressed. We did an hour and a half the other night going through the changes. The new scheduler, I think, is a bit wonky. Did you see how I did that? I did the page, you can actually test the schedule out and not save it.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
And so we
did check that one out.
So did a Patriot schedule just for giggles, and I got 6 NFC opponents and only 2 AFC out of
The chat's yelling at me because they all hate the Bruins. It's 2-2, Al. Thank you for the update.
I don't have to root for the Bruins anymore.
Yeah,
they took care of the Maple Loops. Actually, it's the first time ever that all 4 division winners lost in the first round in any.
That happens in not that, but I mean, I think there's a lot of upsets in hockey playoffs.
It's turned to be in a best of 7.
Yeah,
it feels like if back in the old days. We wish Dave Gardner feels better. By the way,
he's not feeling good.
His fingers not doing good.
He had mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's.
Did he go to the doctors?
Yeah, he did tonight.
Okay, all right. Well, prayers and thoughts go to you, Dave.
Absolutely, Dave. Now I lost my train.
Bruins.
When we were kids, and the first round was a best of 3. It's hard for a bad team to beat a good team over a best of 3, especially when you're going to have 2 at worst. 2 of the 3 games at the higher seed. But
it's kind of 7. Yeah, it's kind of funny that you say that because in the NBA they went from best of 5 first rounds to best of 7 because they started to get upsets and they didn't like it.
No, Dikembe Mutombo upsetting that. I remember that.
They
game.
literally changed the rules, I believe, the next season or a season later because they had 2 upsets. That was a big one. Then they had another one, not as bad, and they were like, yeah, because the TV ratings tank. Everyone likes the upset until that team goes a little too far, and you really don't want to watch that team because you don't want to watch that team.
Kind of had to do it because I think it was either that same playoff season or the one before where San Jose knocked out Detroit. Detroit was the number 1 seed in the West, and San Jose was.
That's happened. What do they call that when you win the points? The President's Trophy.
Yes.
That's like the kiss of death for a lot of teams.
Absolutely.
We won the President's Trophy. Big whoopee ding dong.
Tampa wins 62 games and is gone in 60 minutes.
You just got beat by a hot goaltender. How do you feel about your President's Trophy now?
Poor Ren. I just saw that.
Yeah, her husband passed. Ren's a great person. I love Ren. So and we're glad. Thank you for stopping by, Ren, and hopefully you have a little entertainment from our wackiness.
Yeah. So yeah, they had to change it just for that reason. Because you're right. I mean, people claim they want the underdog to win, but there's a reason why the Cowboys and the Patriots get the best ratings.
They draw. That's like when people are sitting there going for the World Series. I'd like to see like the Tampa Bay Rays and the San Diego Padres. That's good for baseball. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's horrible for baseball. I'll watch because I like baseball, but it's horrible. The networks are going, I want you to go find that person and kill them. Kill them now. They don't want that. Imagine the networks trying to promote a San Diego Padre, Tampa Bay Ray World Series.
What would be what's the worst World Series matchup that
Tampa Bay Rays and San Diego Padres?
No, that actually happened.
Now I love all the World Series. I have to be honest with you. I enjoy watching the World Series. I mean, that's me. I don't care who plays in it. I enjoy it. The worst one I'd have to say was.
I'm trying to think. I mean, the Angels and Giants weren't a great big TV draw, but Giants.
That was a West Coast thing.
Yeah,
they had a lot of intriguing stars. Texas, and who did Texas? San Francisco. That was a good series, though. No,
St. Louis was the one that Texas had 2 chances to win it.
Was that the one? I mean, I know I'm getting mixed up with the. Tried Francis, Rays and Philly. Yeah, I think the Rays and Phillies were not. Even though that they had bad ratings, the highest rated game. Remember, they had to stop the game early and they had to come back and play like 6 innings.
Yeah, the next night.
And that was the highest rate. That actually got really good ratings because it was like everyone knew it was like 6 innings, and this was it. It was an elimination game. Right. I think the Rays did get eliminated that game.
Philly's a big market, and they hadn't won since '80. But he's right.
Yeah, that was a bad. I mean, you look at baseball ratings now. It's a regional sport.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
So people are trying to compare now. It's not the way that is anymore. Everyone's like, oh, football. Football is 16 games. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what makes football popular. No one wants to hear it. It's a good sport. Don't get me wrong. It's the gambling, people.
Oh, yeah. You can make
gambling.
How the hell do you bet on baseball?
You don't. It's very difficult to bet on baseball. People I know who are good gamblers, guess what? They never bet on baseball. They bet on everything else, but you have to lay runs. It's all kinds of different stuff to bet on baseball. But what I'm saying is, the gambling makes football the most popular sport. Don't be fooled by it's a good sport, a fun sport. It's the gambling. People gamble on it.
Especially the daily fantasy thing, because you can draft a whole new team every week.
And Vengi Crosby goes, ask Pete Rose. It's a good one. And we have Dave Gardner's joined us in the chat. Hope you're feeling better. Mackenzie Burns, that's my Twitter daughter. Mackenzie, she's Canadian.
With that name, yeah.
Yeah, she's very funny. Check out her channel. If you haven't subscribed to Mackenzie Burns' channel and all the channels she's associated with, I want you to leave this and go do that right now. Very nice young lady. And we have Bleacher Bums Gaming. Again, May 13th, Uncle Ron, for Glory Days boxing. Yeah. Awesome sauce. Todd B. Pete didn't gamble. He wagered. That's true. There's a difference. That's why he should be in the Hall of Fame. He wagered. He didn't gamble. Here's what Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. And then you could put a plaque like next to his plaque, banned from baseball because he gambled. I don't
want Rose to make any money off of getting in the Hall. As soon as he's dead, put him in the Hall.
Oh, I want him in. I want him in. That's okay. We agree to disagree. That's fine. I get it. He gambled on baseball. I get that. But
and the thing is, it wasn't that he bet on the Reds. He always bet on the Reds to win. But what does that tell the bookies when he didn't bet?
Well, bet the other way.
Exactly. And that's.
But I honestly think he never wanted to lose a game, Pete Rose. He's just a competitor.
No, he was.
But there are days he thought he had a better chance. You're right. If you know you're betting with a bookie, if I'm Pete Rose's bookie and he's betting to win, right?
Yeah.
And then other days he's not betting, I'm like, I'm turning around. I say, let's go. Let's call up. Let's get our contacts wherever and let's bet against the Reds.
And how many pitchers did he burn out trying to win his bets?
I think he should be in there. Again, difference of opinion. That's fine. I'm not gonna. You don't want him in. I get that. When he passes, you say put him in.
I was at the time when it happened. I'm like, yeah, but he was never going to go in as a manager anyway.
No.
But when he would never admit to it and only came out to admit to the gambling when he was writing a book to make money off it. That just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, no, and then everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm just saying I'd rather see him in. You could put banned from baseball. That's simple as that. That's my opinion. The guy's the all-time hits leader. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's making money off of his name already.
Oh, sure he is.
So to me, even the steroid thing now, I'm not coming around to it, but my thought process is this. Barry Bonds, I'm not a Barry Bonds fan. He was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, you got to put Bonds and Clemens in.
Before he took that stuff. Now, I can pretty much tell you exactly not exactly, but Uncle Ron and I can pretty much narrow it down to a certain time period when his head grew. You just don't have a head grow when you're 30-something years old. Your hat side, when it just doesn't happen, people. But yeah, Bonds, and I'm not a Bonds fan, so you know what? Life's too short. We know to quibble about that stuff. Now, the thing that does upset me, the records that are broke. And when I say upset, I mean it's not the end of the world, but Hank Aaron to me is still the all-time home run king. I don't care what anyone says. I know that what the numbers are. Hank Aaron, a gentleman, he's the home run king. Okay, Roger Maris, probably the single season. That it was good for baseball when that happened, but
it was
really
great for baseball coming off the strike.
Yeah, and but when people sat there and go, "Oh, we didn't know what was going on," my God, they had wrestlers' shoulders. How do you not? If you ever worked out with anyone who was a serious body or like serious at working out, they would tell you about all my friends took all kinds of different supplements. They were sitting there going, "Oh, that guy's on this, that guy's," no, just guessing, right? Because they go, you can only get, what are these? Your trap, whatever, your shoulder muscles, trappo, whatever the hell they're called. They'll get big, right? But then there's abnormally big, like a professional wrestler. Mark McGwire was abnormally big, and he was a big dude anyway. Big Red was 230, 235 before he started to, he ballooned to 70 pounds of all muscle. Come on, people. And all the sports writers like, we didn't know what was going on.
They found the bottle of Andro.
Andro was like a precursor. Like you take that along with other stuff. And Andro when he says it was completely legal, you could go into any
that's the thing. You can go into any GNC and find half the stuff there.
Oh, absolutely. You have to be careful with supplements you take, people, because they can ruin your body. Just be careful. Anyway, I don't want to get into that thing, but it's just interesting. I've come around a bit. Life's too short. Now, Mark McGwire is not a Hall of Famer, regardless if he took anything.
Right. I never thought he was.
His stats I don't care how many homers he hit, he's not a Hall of Famer. It took Jim Rice a gazillion years to get in the Hall of Fame. He should have been in there, most dangerous hitter. That's like, I was talking with my dad today. He was sitting out front. He was smoking a cigar. It's windy out. We're talking. I'm drinking a cup of coffee, freezing my tuchus off. But Dad wanted to go out and smoke a cigar. And God damn it, we're doing it.
That's right.
And they're just sitting there listening to people talk about old school football who don't know. Not that I've seen it all because I was not born then, but you cannot compare a quarterback in the 60s who are, I'm going to be honest with you, just as good as quarterbacks now. I'm not saying that the quarterbacks then can't play before. I'm saying different game. different way it was played, different rules. You can't look at the stats because it's you have to
We
know
saw
how to
that
compare.
when I did the Patriots Challenge, that
Yeah.
none of those defenses outside of the 72 Dolphins could really handle the short dink and dunk pass of
No.
today. They were all
But-
designed to stop the run and the deep pass.
Yeah, because that's the way the game was played.
Right. And so you this little using possession receivers and throwing 5 or 6 yards routes. But let me tell you, you don't think that Otto Graham or Sammy Baugh would have been successful today?
I think they would.
Unitas and Bart Starr. But
think they would.
absolutely. Sammy would have spit on you as he beat you.
Yeah, I think they would have been successful. Just
Oh,
like guys now. Again, I'm not the type of person. The guys now could play back then. They would adjust to the rules. The great players are the great players. What I'm saying is, let me go to the chat real quick. This is why we need Bobby Cantillano here to read the chat and say, hey guys, be quiet. We have to read the chat. So Bleacher Bums Gaming says, look at the difference between McGuire, rookie card, and later. Absolutely. It's a laugh when people, we didn't know he was taking something. Come on.
I can
Greenies-
get big too, but there's usually potato chips dip and ice cream involved.
Exactly. I know. Everyone's gonna bring up the greenies and the clubhouse bowls and stuff in the 70s. That again, they're trying to win, and that was prescribed by doctors, though. The team doctors would put those freaking things in there.
Baseball, I can tell you just from covering it, that's a long
Yeah, you
season.
get worn out.
And you get worn out.
I think it was Joe DiMaggio. They said he used to have the clubhouse kid go get him 5 coffees. Go get me 5 coffees. That's why they did the whole Mr. Coffee thing with him. Just go get 5 coffees. And the caffeine. It's you do what you do to get through it. Again, Hank Aaron's the all-time home run king to me. That's with baseball, the numbers matter. So
We've grown up thinking that all numbers are comparable. And I've just noticed from all over the years of working in sports that it's just not true. There are peaks and valleys of baseball. And so what happened, you look at the giant peak of 1930 for offense. I don't want to dwell on this too long because it's not a sports stat. So compared to
we can do whatever we want. It's a talk and chat with Al.
Sahara of 1968. That's 2 different sports.
Yeah. It's a different game. It's a different game.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I want pitchers to go long. I don't want them to pitch 9 innings if they're not capable. I get it. You're going to bring the bullpen in. To me, 5 innings, 3 runs is not a quality start.
No.
That is pooping the bed. It drives me nuts. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. That's a quality start. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Now they've tried to.
You know what the ERA is for a 3 earned run, 6 inning start?
It's not good.
It's 4.5.
Yeah, that sucks. When did 4.5 become a good ERA? I want my starting pick. It just always makes me like Rick Porcello, right? He won 17 games. I'm like, he was either good or he stunk. I want more good than stinking. So
We all do. That's why they developed acts for kids.
Yeah. Anyway, if anyone missed earlier, we did the whole Love Boat thing. You guys should have been here earlier. Man, it was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think tickles Robert Kraft's fancy? We're going to go to the chat. Let's come up with some funny stuff. Now.
It's not naked pictures of my feet. I guarantee you that.
Oh, come on, Uncle Ron. We need the ratings. Come on.
Here's my story about nudity.
Yes, nudity.
Nothing to do with me.
Let's set this up properly. It's story time with Uncle Ron. Pay attention about nudity.
So I used to work with one of the guys you met, Andrew, wonderful guy. And Andrew and I worked with someone that I'm not going to mention by name, ended up stalking me. It did not end well. You can't do 3 or 4 podcasts a day, which is what we try to do. You just can't do that.
Wait a second. This person was stalking you?
He ended up stalking me when I quit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's not the nudity. That's not the fun part of the story.
Did he send you pictures?
No, thankfully he didn't.
Oh, thank God.
Thankfully he don't. No. So
do you want me to send Vito to take care of this?
He hasn't bothered me in a long time.
Okay.
And since I've been doing the YouTube thing, well, since I did the thing with Fansite, it's not like I've been hiding out here the last 4 or 5 years.
Wait, read Sebastian. Read Sebastian.
Okay.
Read Sebastian. I'm gonna read it, Ron. I'm gonna read it. Sebastian says that was good. He says, if Robert Kraft owned the Love Boat, you forgot to put the Love Boat part, they would rename it the Tugboat. The Tugboat. That's awesome, man.
Another shoot.
The Tugboat. Anyway, back to Uncle Ron.
Oh, God, that's funny.
That is good. That's
You
great
get a
stuff,
cookie
Sebastian.
for that, my
Bravo. Bravo. Simsalabim.
So we were doing a show, and this was about the time right around the Aaron Hernandez thing. Okay,
Yep.
This had just happened, and he's in court. At the same time, Gary Player, the golfer,
Yep, from South Africa.
late 70s at that point.
Yep.
Does the nude photo thing for ESPN, the body issue. And yes, Gary Player is much more ripped at 78 than I am at 47. And so both topics came up in the same show. And so when you write the search engine, not to, Aaron, the latest on Aaron Hernandez, and Gary Player is naked. Well, the amount of people who searched for naked Aaron Hernandez drew thousands and thousands of people to our website, to the fact where it crashed it. We didn't have pictures of naked Aaron Hernandez, so no one actually ever clicked on the show.
So if we put naked Aaron Hernandez in our tags, we're going to get millions of people watching.
Apparently so. And it just kind of was a scary part of society that, wait a minute, here's the ultimate bad boy. And who the hell wants to see him naked? Well, apparently thousands of people wanted to see Aaron Hernandez naked.
Ron, I'm putting in the tag Uncle Ron's naked foot right now. Okay.
We'd be demonetized, but we don't have enough subscriptions.
We don't have enough subscribers. Here's the funny thing. We did that thing about how to help people stream. I lost 4 subscribers.
Did you?
I did. Seriously, I did.
I keep floating around 268, 269. Someone will subscribe, someone will unsubscribe.
I know, it's silly, isn't it? I just want 1 million subscribers. Is that asking too much?
Apparently so.
Apparently so.
But so yeah, so naked Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah. I would think
that would not be at the Tugboat, by the way.
No. I bet you Aaron Hernandez, Robert Kraft is like, hey, I like that kid. He can show me some stuff. So we'll probably draft him. But Sebastian, so far with the line of the night in the chat, if Robert Kraft owned the Love Boat, it would be called the Tugboat. Oh, that would have been a great one for Match Game. Oh,
yeah.
That would have been awesome for Match Game.
To use it again when Devin's, sometimes I got Devin and.
Yeah.
I'm loving Dog's vegetable shows, by the way.
Oh, that's hilarious! I gotta catch up on a couple of vegetables. Pepper and
onions came out either today or yesterday.
I saw artichoke. I saw onion. I missed pepper, and there's something else. Pretty funny.
You should do some cooking recipes.
You should.
Not me. Him. He's the one bringing up all these vegetables.
Cooking with Dog.
Cooking with Dog. He can complain more about how the Indians.
You could do the cooking show, then all of a sudden break into how his rant on the Indians. That was hilarious that night, just out of nowhere. We'd be talking about something else. He'd be engaged, and all of a sudden, just bam, start spitting out stats how the Indians blew the series. That was really funny. Oh God, that was funny.
That was funny.
God. Anyway, so that's our naked story.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't know you had a stalker though.
Yeah, it's
probably shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah. That's more of a Ron Jockett show thing. Long story short, narcissistic, wanted everyone else to do things for him, and yeah, we can have that conversation at some point, but I don't really want to have it in public.
No. That's an after chat show.
Right. But anyway, I mean,
we have some newcomers to chat.
okay.
Todd B. I think Todd B. here was earlier. I don't know. Remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, hello.
He's been here for a bit.
Yeah. Hello, Todd B. Hello, Bethany. Teresa, did you win at bingo, my friend? And the usual suspect. So, I have to tell you, it was the greatest opening for our show ever, the Love Boat thing.
Yes.
I liked it.
Sing.
We're gonna sing again.
Oh God.
That was good.
And you just got coffee in your cup.
Yeah, no, I got tea and I got water.
No tea and water. There's no honey whiskey tonight.
No, I drank it already. Wait, yeah.
You mix it with ginger ale, right?
Yeah. You can do it with shots. It's good stuff.
Good.
Oh yeah, it's good
you
stuff.
Could do a honey thing. You could do it pretty much anything sweet.
Right. I did it with I did some a couple of weeks ago with Coca-Cola just to see how good it was. Oh my God, it was delicious. I could just picture Robert Kraft, right? He's naked. I would assume he's naked, right? He's getting.
I don't want to picture Robert Kraft.
Well, you don't have to picture him, but I mean, then he's got like one masseuse on one side, the other masseuse on the other side.
He's drinking his Fresca.
They're giving him the wax job, whatever. Like Buddy Hackett says, "What's the wax job?" Relax. We should. But yeah, and him sipping, a little honey whiskey. I could see that.
Oh, honey whiskey and Fresca.
Fresca. Interesting.
Do they still make that?
Yeah, no, they still. I saw that a couple months back down the soda aisle. I was like, holy crap, that's Fresca. They had like one can from 1979 still there.
Because we have we have one of those Coke Lifestyle machines downtown at the Five Guys.
Yeah.
And you get Diet Cherry Mellow Yellow if you want. But Fresca is not a choice. I can get sugar-free peach Fanta.
Oh my God.
But you can't get Fresca, which is fine because that would be one of those things I would drink once a year.
Phantomatic says, yep, they still make Fresca.
They still make Fresca. One of the things that is nice about that, we talked a little bit about soda, I think the last time I was on, is that they just don't make a lot of sugar-free flavors. And so when you see something like that, like, yeah, there's like once a year that grape soda sounds really good.
Can you do like the seltzer stuff with flavor? Or is there?
That's what I'm working on now. Is a can of. Whoever made this box of Polar Black Cherry dented the crap out of the cans. But no, I do a lot of seltzer.
Yeah, because they got different flavors now. Not like when I was a kid. It was like, this is seltzer water. It's good for you. Drink it. I don't like it. Drink it.
I gotta get Sarah to get me a box of lemon to go up because usually it's black cherry I drink. I'm not.
Whoa, black cherry. Whoa, black cherry. That's actually Black Betty, but anyway.
That's Black Betty.
I know.
Plain is fine, and it's amazing. There's actually a difference. Once in a while, if she can't find the Polar, she'll get me the Canada Dry.
I love Canada Dry ginger ale.
I like Canada Dry ginger ale, but the black cherry seltzer just tastes weird to me.
No, I'm not a seltzer person. Jack Dawson's in the chat. How you doing? He says, I'm here. We're happy you're here.
But yeah, no, so I drink seltzer. It gets me over my soda fix.
Hey, I see Spot says, do they still make Tab? Yes, they do.
Oh, yes, they do. I used to drink Tab.
I never liked Tab. That was that was the first cola, Diet Cola, right? Tab.
There was Tab, there was Diet Pepsi, and I was never a Pepsi drinker. And then there was Pepsi Light or something like that, and it was a lemon Diet Cola.
And then there was Mod. Remember Mod?
And right on,
Mod. That was a great theme. Hated the show. I would watch. This is me as a kid. I'm like, Mod's coming on. Sit down. My dad would look at me. We just got to change it. I'm like, Dad, relax. I'm changing the channel.
You didn't like Adrienne Barbeau?
Oh, I loved Adrienne Barbeau. I dated her too. A lot. I mean, a lot. And then the Mod theme would come on. I'd listen to the Mod theme. I'm like, okay, you can watch whatever you want. I go back to go playing whatever. Then I'd think about dating Adrienne Barbeau. And it was awesome.
And you took a nap. Tab actually kind of tasted like Coke.
I never liked Tab. The people next door drank Tab. I was like,
but it was always too sweet, and it was always made with saccharin. This was before the aspartame became a thing.
So, Oh, Dave Gardner says Tab was good for a long time. Now it's horrible. I never liked it. I never. I mean, I grew up trying to
It's hard
drink
to find.
Jolt Cola. You know.
I told you this before. I bought one Jolt, and I promptly fell sound asleep.
Yeah, that was a reverse effect. You over caffeinated yourself. When I coached Little League Baseball, right?
Oh God, you need to have something like that.
Okay, so I would like sugar up the kids all the time. I'd be like, "You like donuts? Coach Al brought donuts. Yeah. No Coca-Cola. I brought you high octane coffee. You little bastards, eat this, drink this. You're gonna be zipping around the field. We're playing good today." So I gave the kids my version of greenies, you know.
America runs on Dunkin', huh?
That's right. So do little kids really fast. I'll tell you a funny thing. I haven't coached sports in a long time, but I got back into it like 10 years ago, right? Because my cousin says, "Hey, you can come help us coach." I'm like, "Okay." And my kids want to play, and I'm like, "Okay." So we put together one of the worst teams imaginable, right? Not that we wanted to, it's just my cousins' kids wanted to play, and their friends and they're all young, and we had a hodgepodge of ages, and so we went with the age bracket with our best players, my cousin's two older kids, who one's a girl, the other one a boy, and Ariana could hit the crap out of the ball. It's hilarious. She played third base, was one of our best players, right? And they would move in on her. I'm like, "Yeah, moving a little farther, jackasses," right? And you could not throw a fastball by her. She was like Kevin Millar. I mean, she yanked everything. She was I said, "Ariana, I don't want to mess up your swing because that's not what I'm about. I let people swing the way I go, just count like a little half, like just say something to delay yourself just a little bit." Man, she hit the crap out of the ball. But so we're playing, right? And we had no practices. It was like the year it rained forever in the spring. And so my cousin throws us in a tournament just to see what we can do. So we have like no pitchers. I don't know who can pitch, right? I'm sitting there going, "Can anyone pitch?" So we're sitting there going, this kid Moon goes, "I can pitch." I'm like, "You can pitch? Okay." Because I pitched last year for a team. "You did? Okay, let's see what you got." And I'm watching this kid, and he's horrible. I mean, he can't find the plate. He's bouncing. It's like out of Bad News Bears. I'm sitting there going, and my brother looks at me and goes, "This kid's going to break his arm how bad he pitched." I go, "Yeah, we better get him out of there, right? Let's see if he, we tell the catcher, go talk to him, right?" Like the kid. So finally, we somehow make it out of the inning. We're only down like 52,000 to nothing, right? I say, "Moon, come over here." "Yeah, coach." "Yeah, come on." You said you pitched last year." "Yeah." "Did you pitch in a league?" No. I probably should ask you that. Okay, that's good. Then when you say you pitched, did you pitch like a neighborhood team where you play other neighborhood kids and stuff?" No. Okay. "Did you play any like pickup games?" No. Then his friend goes, "He threw a no-hitter in EA Sports." I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's what I'm dealing with. The kid threw a no-hitter in EA Sports." We're gonna have to work. It's a true story. I'm sitting there going, "Okay, I have to be more specific with these kids with my questions." He did pitch. He just didn't pitch in reality. That's all, So it's true story. I'm not lying. You sit there.
I love it.
Kids are the best, right? So now we get annihilated like our first 3-4 games, and we're like, we need a pitcher. So we go out, we find a kid who can pitch. We find a shortstop. We become competitive, right? At least we're competitive now. And this one team ran the score up on us, right? I mean, and a guy ran the score up on us. There was no need to do it. Now, guess what? We found a kid who could pitch, right? And I told the kid, I go, when they pull that boat,
Tatum O'Neal,
basically, and the kid was good, right? He had some like anger issues. That's why he wasn't on another team. I'm like, we'll take him. We'll take the kid. He loved us. Kid never gave us any lip or anything.
He shaved and showed up on a moped.
The kid, yeah, he enjoyed playing baseball, and he was our shortstop, and we picked up. And again, we only ended up winning 2 games, but we were competitive after a certain point, and that's all. We had a young team, and everyone got better. So I told him, I said, "Listen," I go, "when that guy pulls that crap, like, the whole thing bounce off the bat, I go, don't throw, step off the rubber, right? And run to him. We're losing. This is the best team. They killed us, right? We're losing 2-1, 2-1. And the rain came, right? And I never seen a coach go, you got to call the game. You got to call the game. They called the game, and we lost 2-1. And I went up to him. I go, ain't the same team, is it? Yeah. I go, you think about that next time you try to run the score up on people when you don't have to. There's no need to pull that crap. I said, I told you last time. I said, that's the last time you'll ever do that to us. You don't pull that crap. You can win. You're stealing effing home. You're up 15 runs. You're stealing home.
Stealing home?
I don't,
In a little league game?
yeah, our team stunk, you know, and then we got things
But
together.
still, stealing home?
Oh yeah, they just ran the score up. I'm not saying stop playing. I didn't say that. I'm saying there's no need for you to steal home.
Douchebags or
yeah. Oh, mega douchebags, mega. We played them last game of the year without our pitchers. Our best 2 players weren't there, but we improved enough, right? And they're running the score up on us again. I'm sitting there going, and they're laughing and stuff. And I came from work, right? So it's 9,000 degrees. I'm in a slacks and a tie and this and that. I'm sitting there. I'm sweating to death. I'm the only coach there. We're getting the crap kicked out of us. I'm sitting there going, yeah. So the kids are like, but we're playing good, right, Coach Al? I'm like, no, you're playing like crap. That's exactly how I told them. You're playing like crap. Look at them. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Do you like to be laughed at? I don't like coming out here and being laughed at. We rallied. We end up losing. We actually took the lead. It was a great game, back and forth after. We ended up losing by 3, but it was great. It was one of the fun moments. The kids were, you know, they came back. They fought hard, and that's all. I hate guys who run
a Budweiser on the side.
Oh, it was when you're coaching. You know, I'm watching them like before when I used to coach, right? I'd always help out on teams because my cousins would play, my younger cousin. They go, come coach. The coach don't know nothing. I'm like, so I'd go there and I'd help out. And I'm like, try to give them hints like, you can't play that kid at second. He's like, why? Because he's going to get killed. He can't defend himself. It's baseball. One hopper right off the head. And I turned to the coach after we get the kid off the field. We ice him down. I said, that's why you can't play the kid at second. He can't defend himself. You can get, they talk about banning football and all this stuff for little kids, right? Little kids don't hit hard enough to hurt one another in football. I'm not saying they can't get hurt. I'm saying they have all the equipment on. They can't really hit hard enough to hurt each other. Now, you get a kid, little kids playing baseball, you get a couple of kids who can swing, and the coach don't know where to play people.
Right.
Someone's getting killed in the infield. A line shot off the head, a one-hopper. T-ball, oh my God, cure for insomnia, T-ball. I never played T-ball when I was a kid. When I was a kid, right, not to go down memory lane, but you know, you started playing baseball at 8, and guess what? You got cut if you weren't good. And all I kept remembering was watching kids cry. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to cry. I don't want to get cut. I mean, they only had X amount of uniforms. Not everyone made the team. Not everyone got trophies. The world has changed.
When I lived in New Mexico, they had T-ball, and they also had coach pitch.
Yep. I'm not saying T-ball is bad. I'm just saying it's like watching it. No matter how much you coach up the kids on T-ball, they're all running for God bless them. They get out there, they run around. It's good stuff. Bobby Cantillano's in the chat. How you doing? The greatest. How you doing, my friend? But yeah, I enjoyed coaching. Anthony's a football coach. Wonderful.
Yes, he's been a successful coach.
Yeah,
too.
Unlike me when I coached Little League.
You know, the thing I would think that would be the toughest part of coaching, Little League, where the kids aren't necessarily as invested as high school is.
You know who's invested? Their parents.
I was about to say,
their parents.
Parents think they got David Ortiz out.
Oh my!
The kid's sitting there picking his nose at the plate.
God, I'll tell you a couple of funny stories. I had a lot of fun coaching the last time I did. So we had one kid who just was one of our better players, but was a wise ass, wouldn't listen, right? And I told him, I said, listen, I don't want to see you olaying the ball anymore. Are you afraid of the ball? If you're afraid of the ball, I'll put you in the outfield. I can't have someone in the infield. I'm not afraid of the ball. I don't olay it. I go, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So he gave me lip. He gave my brother lip. He gave my cousin lip, right? So I waited. He olayed the ball. Now, by rule in Little League, a kid has to play X amount of innings and get in that bat, right? This kid always played the whole game because he was one of our better players who could hit, but he was an a-hole. I have to be honest with you. The little kid was an a-hole, right? So finally I had enough, right? I'm like, hell, we don't win anyway, right? So I pulled my Lou Piniella because I learned it from Lou Piniella, right? I'm sitting there and I'm going, yeah. So he gets his one at bat, right? And I went, it's like, what? Don't I go? Come sit right down next to coach. And you're going to cheer for your team, right? So the kid's like, sitting there and he's grumbling. I go, well, keep it up. Guess what? You get 2 innings and 1 at bat next game too. There we go. So he's like, blah, blah, blah. My parents paid money. I'm like, where are your parents? Over there. I'm going to go pay them so you can get off this team. I'm going to give them your money back, right? And they're like, no, I want to play. I go, okay, you sit and you watch, right? And you cheer for your team. And when you're ready not to olay the ball, you can go back and play. And when you apologize to the coaches, took 3 games. It finally got through that thick kid's head. Never had a problem with him again, Rob. Kid wanted to play. He get his 2 innings, right? His 1 at bat, and I'd go, and I make him sit right next to me, and I'd explain, this and that, and one of the best compliments we got, parents from other teams would come over and go, your team plays hard, they try hard, they don't win, but you know what? They're disciplined. They don't run around. I said, no, they're there. When they come here, they're our responsibility. I can't have kids running off. How do I explain little Johnny being lost in the woods? I can't. So little Johnny, you sit your ass down, you cheer for your team. Coach Al sugared it up for a reason. Now get out there and run fast.
We used to have a parade. They would march us all up and down Main Street. Everyone would, I didn't have a uniform, of course, but they had the kids dressed, 10, 12 years old.
At the start of the season,
we'd march from Main Street to the elementary school.
That's pretty cool. They did that in Bad News Bears, where they have the jamboree. We used to have jamborees, like you'd go and you play like
yeah, we had the Cub Scout jamboree when I was in the Cub Scouts.
You'd have the baseball, like a early bird tournament thing. You just play a couple of games that didn't matter. That was kind of fun. Long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
But coaching was fun. They have all kinds of. When I got back into coaching, because it was a long time I'd been out, and then I coached again. They changed. Now I knew you had to play everybody, right? But they had changed like so many rules. I'm sitting there going, now you have to actually take an exam to coach. It makes me laugh. I go watch it. I go, the guy passed the exam. He doesn't know how to coach. Doesn't know how to handle kids. You got to make it fun for the kids,
Yeah, because the kids of today aren't necessarily into baseball. I mean, you and I watched a lot of baseball as a kid. I mean, not everyone who played Little League watched baseball, but you could at least look at the Red Sox roster and name more than just 2 or 3 players. Kids are into other things.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah,
I think the parents, though, you shouldn't force your kid to do something they don't want.
Exactly.
If your kid likes music, go ahead, Ryan.
That's what I was going to make is that they're just thrown into team sports so early, and that's all you do.
Yeah,
you go and play soccer year round, or you go and pitch year round. Like, where's the fun in that?
Herb Pilgrim said, played for a horrible coach once. Very good player, very good team. Just played same people all the time, no matter who showed up at practice. Yeah, you don't do that. People who show up at practice play. That was our philosophy. If you don't commit to practice, you ain't playing.
That's right, Allen Iverson.
Practice. Actually, they took that out. That was that quote. If you watch that whole thing, it's actually after a playoff game.
Yes.
In the snippets, it took me. I had never seen that till I'm not lying, like 5-6 years ago.
I watched it live. It was we had just gotten ESPN News on digital cable. I'm like, okay, here we go. It's actually showing highlights and not just ESPN self-promotion. And so Iverson comes out, and I watched that entire rant live.
And he was talking about that. You're talking about practice, and we just got killed in a playoff game.
Right.
That was the gist of it. I mean, the clip's funny the way they edit it, but it's not really what he meant.
Allen Iverson got the Sixers one year to the finals by himself.
Absolutely. They played
and stole one from the Lakers.
They won 1 game. Iverson, whether you liked him or not, was a heck of a player.
So you talked about coaching and all your knowledge of boxing. How far did you ever go up that tree?
I would fool around and train some of my cousins just to show them how to throw punches. They never. I did sparring and stuff when I was younger. It was fun. We had a local professional. He was a professional kickboxer and boxer. As a kickboxer, he was ranked top 30 in the world. And as a professional boxer, he was top 25 in North America.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. He was a Canadian guy. and he lived down the street from us. He had dual citizenship. I don't want to say his name, but he used to we'd go down. He had a little gym. We'd train and we'd spar and stuff. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. My brother would spar with. He was a little guy. He could hit hard, man. He could hit hard.
Oh, you can. It was a big deal on ESPN when they'd had the kickboxing. I have an uncle who's not a big sports fan. But if the kickboxing was on.
Now, they had a guy from Canada, and I'm probably going to mess his name up. He was
Jacques Poutine? Oh.
Yeah, Jacques Cousteau. No, he was Jean-Yves Thériault, I think his name was, right? And he was a middleweight. Now, the weight was a little different for kickboxing and boxing. Comics with Bueller. What's up, my friend? Check out that great channel. All things comics and much more. So I think like for kickboxing, like middleweight in boxing goes up to 160 pounds. For kickboxing, I think it was like 165. You know, like there was a slight difference. And there he was so good. There was talk of him fighting Hagler in a boxing match.
Wow.
Yeah, because he could hit hard. I mean, with his hands, right?
Yes.
I mean, and he could kick it. And
still not taking off the socks for you, Al. Sorry.
Yeah. I tried, people. But that's when ESPN used to show a lot of kickboxing. I used to enjoy it. It was people forget Randy Tex Cobb was a kickboxer.
Was he really?
Yep, he fought for the championship. He lost on Wide World of Sports. He lost to Larry Holmes. So he fought for both the kickbox, whatever it was called then.
It was kickboxing.
Yeah, but I mean they had a whatever. I think it was just kickboxing heavyweight championship. But yeah. He was martial arts. He had a martial arts.
I mean, it's different for those of you who might be younger. We're not talking like the MMA. I mean, it was actually you punched or you kicked. There wasn't any grappling or
no grappling. It was kickboxing. Could be highly entertaining when it was done right. They had specific rules. You had to throw X amount of kicks by every 2 rounds, or you're penalized a point. So you just weren't throwing punches. It was 2-minute rounds. It was highly entertaining when you had 2 good fighters in there. Now, I still like boxing better than that, but it was that's like with MMA. I'm not a big MMA fan, but they had a guy named Lytle or something, the Iceman, and I used to watch his matches just because he was so entertaining. He would either win spectacularly or lose spectacularly. I mean, that's in combat sports. That's what you want to see.
I'm surprised you're not not an MMA fan.
MMA is a brutal sport. It's too much grappling. It's very scientific. Don't get me wrong. I've watched a guy get choked out in real life. You know, like go to sleep. Like remember the old when you were a kid, the sleeper hold in wrestling. I actually saw that in MMA. I was like, well, that's cool. And they had to tap real quick to wake him up. It's
good for those kids who go to college for wrestling, Greco-Roman.
They were making some big money,
and it gives them an avenue to do something outside of their college career.
It's brutal.
But it's terribly brutal.
When you sign your and again, I'm not an expert, but you don't. It's not like you're signing with a promotional group. You're signing. I guess it is a promotional group. You're signing with a company. The company tells you basically who you're going to fight because it's about ratings. Now, there are some fighters who get big enough where they say, no, I don't want to, I'm going to fight this guy. That's why MMA in the beginning had a lot of competitive fights. And again, I don't watch enough to say if it's changed, but the other thing with MMA, you just kind of hit on it. They had a lot of college educated, regardless of race, color, or creed. A lot of those guys, college educated, so they spoke very well. And that was another thing. And they promoted themselves very well. Boxing shoots itself in the foot constantly. ESPN Plus, the ESPN got back in the boxing business and they put all the good fights or better fights that they get on ESPN Plus. I don't want to pay an extra whatever $10. I don't.
$5.
I don't care. I still don't want to pay for it.
Right.
Put it down your regular.
You
have
right.
50,
regular. The sport needs exposure.
Yeah, you have 15 ESPN channels. Put it on one of those. It's just boxing shoots itself in the foot. Great sport. Again, not for everyone. It's a brutal sport. Great sport when it's done right. There's nothing nothing better. I mean, there's things as good. Don't get me wrong. Playoff hockey, Game 7, stuff like that.
There's nothing like a title heavyweight championship fight.
If you get two good fighters and it's a championship fight, and they're doing it, that is drama beyond drama.
So the night that Muhammad Ali won the title for the last time, when he took it away.
Leon Spinks took it back from Leon Spinks
at the Superdome in New Orleans.
Yep. I'll tell you a funny story about that they fought the first time in Vegas like a crowd of 3,000 because they thought Ali was going to walk all over him. They picked what they thought was the perfect opponent, right? Because Spinks was going to come right at him. But guess what happened? Leon Spinks trained. Ali didn't. Ali was old. Ali laid on the ropes and never turned it on. That fight, those two fights were live on regular TV.
Yeah.
Regular TV, people.
So the night of that fight, the night of the second fight.
The second fight from the Superdome.
Second fight from the Superdome.
Had a mega fight card, if you remember.
Well, I don't remember most of that night because
Yes.
I had a toy.
Uh-oh.
It was called a Frisky Frog. Did you ever have a Frisky Frog?
I have a Frisky Frog too, but I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
No, I'm not talking about your personal Robert Kraft's tugboat friend.
Okay.
I'm talking about it was a plastic.
You do that on purpose when you say stuff like that. Frisky Frog. We're gonna come up with shirts called, hey, have you seen Robert Kraft's Frisky Frog?
His tugboat. The tugboat.
The tugboat. Giggity. Go ahead.
Frisky Frog was basically you squeezed you had the plastic hose to it and you squeezed it's just this story isn't supposed to be dirty. I'm 7 years old for crying out loud. You squeeze the yellow hose and it would leap and it would move forward. Okay?
Like Robert Kraft.
Yes. And Strawberry Shortcake made her own little thing with it.
So you're playing with your toy.
Well, okay. So there's a so the story behind the story is my grandfather, my mother's dad.
Yep.
We had a little outlet store in the next town over. Burned down about 10 years later. One of those famous small town fires, and the color of the smoke changed. And you knew the second that it hit the shoe section because it went from white to black immediately, and so there was no Pope. Anyway, my grandfather drank a bit. In fact, my grandfather drank a lot. And so he's looking for, this at that point, I'm the youngest grandson. And so he's trying to find something for me to play with because there's a lot of things I couldn't play with. And, we've talked about the Weebles before. They just don't.
Yeah, no, Weebles are not good for you.
Not good for my throat.
No.
And so he finds this little Frisky Frog thing, which had nothing to do with whatever Robert Kraft was doing in 1975. I don't know. Maybe he was getting some Chinese takeaway at that point too.
Wax John.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. The whacker.
So my grandfather took the toy out of the box. He gets in the aisle of the small town, essentially five and glorified version of a five and dime.
I used to love the five and dime.
Aren't they great? You'll hear me refer to it, a 10-5 score as a five and dime score, and people are going, "What are you talking about?" And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so he gets on his hands and knees. I mean, the man was in his early 50s, a little older than I am now.
Yeah.
And he's wailing on it with his chin to see if I can use it. And so
that's how you.
That's how I would use it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, very clever of him to think about.
Yeah. Did he knock himself out though by accident?
No, but there was one of those little store clerks, some junior, senior from the neighborhood high school who's looking over and here's this grown ass man on the floor.
He's having a spasm.
Exactly.
He's having a spasm, I tell you.
He's shit-faced beyond belief. It's late enough I can say that now. He's shit-faced beyond belief. He's on the floor in his hands and his knees, and he's hitting this goddamn thing with his chin. He bought it. She was mortified, I'm sure. Kind of like,
Sir, can you just leave the store, please?
Exactly. Sir,
please.
Leave the wax over here. We'll take care of it later, Mr. Kraft.
Yeah.
So, okay. So flash forward to the night of the second Spinks Ali fight.
Yep.
And there must be a good card because I thought that fight was coming right up, and I read about it in the paper the next morning.
Ron, that card started like at 6 o'clock. Like, no lie, I remember it was a good fight card. Yeah.
So my teeth came in late, and so I was almost 7 at this point. Okay, and so my 2 front teeth are loose. First 2 teeth I'm ever going to lose. Okay. So we have my mother's good friends. Her 2 kids are there. Contemporaries of mine. Everyone is now well into their 40s, Al.
Yes.
We weren't there, and so I'm gonna at least see the first whatever hour that Cosell was gonna do. I was thinking I was gonna see the fight. Never saw the fight, and so he wanted to play with a toy, and I wanted to play with a toy, and I have 2 loose teeth, and
Did
so
you knock yourself out?
no. It's even better than that. So
Did
so
you knock him out?
no, I scared the living shit out of him is what I did, because he's got the frog and I've got the pump. And so he yanks with he yanks, and guess what?
The teeth came out.
The 2 front teeth came out, and I started bleeding. And he was a couple
Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
so he's like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh
And so parents run in, and like one was gone, the other was hanging on, and so that's how I lost. So Leon Spinks and I lost our 2 front teeth.
Same time.
Same
yeah,
time.
Leon Spinks didn't have. They actually had to make a special mouthpiece because he didn't have the teeth here.
That's right. So apparently, Mom hadn't been paid. Sir, are there any young kids watching?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Go ahead, because then I gotta say hello to people in the chat.
All right. So next night she goes to the bar. It was too late. First of all, she told the lie that if you don't stick your tongue there, your teeth will come in gold. But if you only do it once, it tastes of blood, it'll come in silver. And you're 7 years old. You're just sucking on that thing like this is the coolest thing in the world. Because he was scared out of his mind, and I was a wimp, but I thought that was cool. And so she forgot to the Tooth Fairy forgot to visit the first night. She must not have had any change. And so the next night, she and same friend go to the dive bar in the next town over. And so she comes home, and somehow I don't wake up as she's sliding the money under the pillow. So this was October of 78.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
78. They've had both fights in 78.
So I wake up the next, that Sunday morning. The fight was a Friday, so she went out on a Saturday night, and so Sunday morning, told to check under your pillow. The Tooth Fairy will leave it under the pillow, and because it's your first 2 teeth, you're going to get a little more money.
A little more cha-ching, a little more bang for your buck.
Yeah, because she says, I would get 5 cents or a dime. You might get a quarter out of the deal. Well, I move it. We don't think about how dirty money is, so I'm playing with the money, counting the money with my mouth.
You didn't swallow it, did you, Ron?
I didn't swallow it, but I got $1.98 out of the deal, which was very good money for 1978.
Yes, it was. You could buy a couple of packs. You could buy 25 cents. Was they 25 cents then? So
there were 20 cents in 78.
Yeah, so you can buy quite a few packs of baseball cards.
Oh, I that and a Coke and
yeah, you can enjoy yourself.
Yes, it was more money than I,
you know what? You probably enjoyed yourself just as much as Bob Kraft enjoyed himself at that masseuse place, I bet.
And so years later, when I realized the truth of that, and because I remember vaguely saying I got $1.98 and Mom getting real quiet and not realizing it. She said, I meant to give you like $1 or something like that. I just kind of at the end of the night, I just gave you all the change I had in my pocket. Didn't realize I gave you that lot.
It's all right. You did okay.
Love you, Mommy.
Exactly. So Todd B looked up Frisky Frog on sale for $2.99. He's going to send one to you. He's going to talk to you offline, Uncle Ron. You're going to get a Frisky Frog again. So that's awesome. We're going to get a Frisky Frog. That's, no, that's number 4. Frisky Frog. No, not that.
I remember if it made a noise too. It might have made some sort of noise, but it was we've talked between the football player that I smashed on the head.
Oh, the Super Jocks were awesome.
Yeah, I had them all. I had the basketball player.
The one that kicked field goals was the best though.
That was the best. That we put on the floor and
yeah. That was the best one, Super Jock.
A chunk of solid plastic.
Yep. The ones they make now, you can't even kick the ball far. It's bullshit. So it's
I never got to fight with toys. Because I didn't have a sibling until like a year and a half later. And then she was so much younger that there wasn't any overlap.
Todd B says, "Oh my God, Super Jock. I love
Super Jock. Oh yeah, I had Did they have a pitcher too?
They had a baseball one, which wasn't the best. You kind of hit it, and the guy kind of did this with the bat. And then you had the kick.
The kicker. I remember playing with a kicker.
I had the basketball one where the guy was like this.
Yeah.
You put the ball and you smack his head. You shoot the.
Yeah.
That was fun.
In the world's worst looking net. I saw a picture of one of those on eBay.
Yeah, those were really fun. I know it sounds goofy to a lot of people, but my God, we had a lot of fun.
I mean, I was 4, 5, 6 years old.
We tournament. The field goal one was outstanding. I actually bought one for my nephew, and I was like, "This is not the way I remember it at all because you can't hit." We used to be able to smash the thing and go.
Plastic.
Yes, the thing go down the whole length of the room, and like you hit they made the football softer now. Like, oh come on.
Yeah, even the football was. Now, did you have the stretchy toys too?
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong.
Because the same guy that ripped my teeth out had the Stretch Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're all Stretch Armstrong, but they had different ones. Stretch Spider, yeah. But I had the original Stretch Armstrong. He looked like a wrestler.
I was upset because I couldn't make it stretch because
oh my God, I don't know what the hell
make it stretch.
I don't know what the hell that was made of, but when they said you could stretch it, we stretched it the length of everything.
Feet.
Oh, it was unfreaking believable.
I'm sure it causes cancer and we'll die in a few years because we played with that stuff.
Probably, yeah. Because we cut it open too because we wanted to see what it was made out of. That's a bad move on our part.
Oh, what was it made out of?
It's like a gel kind of stuff. It just stretched. It was incredible. We were curious what was it made out of. So, Nat King Curry the fourth says, "Hi gamers. Jester got a baseball version of Roberto Duran versus Henry Armstrong, a baseball version."
So they have a fight?
I don't know.
Can you have a fight and payoff pitch?
11th. See you guys after it's over. Okay. He must be doing maybe he's got Anthony. I don't know. No, Anthony only did heavyweights. So, but what was I saying? Yeah, Super Jocks were fun. I mean, we've already talked about those Mattel hand. Have we? I think we talked.
Oh yeah, we have.
We've talked about the Mattel when Stratomac Delaware was on. I mean, those Mattel handheld games were unbelievable.
And they were just wait for those 9 volts to die. And
you'd cry. You'd be like, "Oh my God, give me a battery!" World was coming to an end. My 9-volt battery died. I can't see my little dots run around. You know, Phantomatic says he had Stretch Armstrong too. Yeah, it was fun. You just
I never had the Stretch Armstrong one because, like I said, I could grab it. They were soft material, so they were easy. But obviously I couldn't make them stretch, and that was the whole point. I remember the year that I got a Darth Vader and a lightsaber for Christmas in '77.
Did you have the big one then?
No, they were they weren't. No, not the $1,000 one.
Because the first Darth Vaders they came out, I think they were a foot, 12 inches, and you came with a lightsaber, and their joints didn't move, and he's just kind of like that. But yeah, I had that. I wish I had that one now with a box.
That would have been pretty tall for me then.
So
maybe it was '78. Maybe it was the second Christmas, and I spent the rest of that winter trying to make him good. I just couldn't say, this villain. What'd you give me this villain for? He's going to be good.
He used to do horrible things. Someone got me a Ken doll as a kid. I'm like, are you kidding me? That Ken doll got the bejesus beat out of him.
Even at the tender age of 6 or 7, it was my job to undress Barbie, and so
absolutely, Ken couldn't even do it. That's why Ken was safe. That's why Barbie was always safe around Ken. He just he wasn't interested in girls. I'm telling you, he wasn't interested in girls.
No, Skipper on the other hand.
Skipper.
Chicka boom bow wow.
Chicka boom bow wow.
What else? I remember when I was younger, my cousins had a big wheel, and I wanted a big wheel, and of course, I didn't understand what I could and couldn't do. But they set it up.
You remember Green Machine?
My mom put me on a big wheel once.
Yeah,
and it was actually close. I don't know how they did it, but I could somewhat pump it. The pedal.
Yeah. Wow.
Today you get a trike. But
Danny N. Gray's Cards and Toys, check out that great channel where he does cards, and he does a lot of stuff with his toy hunts with his young little son.
That's
great
right.
Stuff. Check it out. I love them all. And he says, you ever take the 9-volt? This is classic. I did this. You ever take the 9-volt and stick it on your tongue to test the power? Yeah. And you're sitting there going, we do that, I'm like, that kind of hurts. You know,
I did that once with a live train track. Grabbed
That
it,
was-
didn't realize the section.
that was plugged in.
It was. I didn't realize it was plugged in. The
You
section.
found out quite quickly.
Yes, it did.
That's not good, Uncle Ron.
I used to have straight hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No.
anymore. That's why I have to cut it. Yeah, no, that was 2 seconds. Yeah.
That was then Phantom Axes. Remember those cars that had like a giant zip tie and absolutely. They had Evel Knievel like that. And they also had the Evel Knievel thing that you went like this and you let go and you go flying. Yeah, the zip tie.
So I got pissed.
Yeah. The zip tie ones were cool. I'll tell you something. Captain Crunch used to put toys. I don't know if they still put toys in there.
I remember getting the boats out of those. You put
Captain Crunch had the zip tie toys. Were just as good, if not better, than the ones you actually bought, because they were going flying all over the place. It was awesome. Yeah, I remember the zip toy cars. Cool. They were wicked cool.
I had a smoking Beetle.
A smoking Beetle?
A Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay.
You can't tell this is 70s stuff, right?
Yeah, the Beetles.
Herbie
the Love Bug.
It wasn't Herbie. Close though.
But that's what
painted with flowers. I mean, it was a love child.
Oh, it was a peace bug. The peace train.
And so supposedly if you run it back and forth on the floor, kind of like Robert on the tugboat,
Yeah.
it would smoke and roll.
Yeah.
I guess I just
Boom,
figured
boom.
it out. We had carpet, so it just got
How great was that 70s carpet? Like I know when I was
we talked about it earlier. We all had that.
Yeah, they put carpet everywhere in the 70s. It's hilarious. Like you would
My
never put
grandmother had her kitchen and bathroom carpeted.
carpeted. Yeah, everyone had it. That was what you did, right? And it was just wicked funny, right? And you would rub your feet, right? And you'd wait for someone to fall asleep, and you just go over and you go, like you got like 100,000 volts in that finger because you spent 45 minutes dragging your feet, waiting for
And
like
you laughed.
waiting for your cousin to fall asleep, and you got to make the shot count. You spent 45 minutes rubbing your feet against that rug with your socks, right?
Yes, you have to have the socks on. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. And you go, and like me laughing and shit. Yeah, I'm like, I just put 45,000 volts in you. I didn't even know how to say 45,000 volts.
Then again, Al's the one that dressed in a suit and tie, put kids in the garbage cans and shoved them down the hill.
That's because they deserved it. The dog show is here. He says Captain Crunch dog was named Sea Dog. Go figure. Captain Crunch's dog. Oh yeah, I remember that. They used to do the little cartoon commercials. They had the best toys. Captain Crunch had the best. My dad was hilarious. He goes, I got you the Captain Crunch. I'm like, okay. You're gonna eat it, right? Yeah. I wasn't eating it. I wanted the toy at the bottom. I just would go through and get the toys out. That's all.
Oh, see, we didn't have a lot of pre-sweetened cereal in the house. My mother didn't really, we had Kix. I didn't like Kix.
Kicks were the round corn things.
Right.
Yeah, they're okay.
They were, well, no.
They weren't Fruit Loops.
No, they weren't Fruit Loops.
I like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, so do I. I still will buy a box on occasion and eat it dry.
Oh, I used to do the same thing when I was a kid. I eat it dry.
That's great. It's a great snack. Captain Crunch. And they used to have a baseball version of Captain Crunch, Home Run Crunch. And it had baseballs were marshmallows.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that.
Well, they were not very long, and you were probably an adult because I was. Reason 17,958.
I used to get the things you shouldn't eat.
Yes.
I used to get the when I was a kid, the Smurf cereal, because I used to watch the Smurfs. I wanted to eat my Smurf.
It's fun to eat.
Yeah, I used to get the Smurf cereal in my PJs, sit down and watch, and sit there and go, Smurfette's got to be a tired Smurf. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if anyone gets that joke.
She was smurfing hot, man.
She was smurfing hot. She was Smurfy. Smurfalicious. You ever notice like Papa Smurf was always like, and Smurfette? And I'm like, you dirty old bastard. You're always with Smurfette. Does anyone remember who made Smurfette? Let's see if anyone remembers.
Oh, I won't say.
You're right, though. You're right. Uncle Ron knows his Smurfs, man.
Watched it every week.
Oh, I loved it.
Hour and a half. It was great.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half. It was. My favorite Smurfs episode was the zombie apocalypse episode where they turned purple or something and they would bite you.
That.
Oh, you can look at it's on YouTube. It's awesome. You can find it. They would
Don't
bite them in
tell
the
Dr.
tail.
Catalano about that because she hates zombies.
It was my first introduction into like zombies besides Night of the Living Dead on Halloween night on PBS.
On
So,
PBS?
yeah, Night of the Living Dead was on PBS the first time I saw it.
Seriously?
Yeah, George Romero, when he made that movie, we could show that on our YouTube channel, not get in trouble. It's public domain. It was public
Right.
domain from the beginning because they messed up. They messed up something legally. And it's public domain. The movie's public domain. So
Just on the PBS would show something like that.
yeah, they did on Halloween or around Halloween, like the weekend. The last weekend before Halloween, they
Our
showed some.
PBS a few years ago, because they fell into public domain, would show episodes of Burns and Allen and Jack Benny
Those are great shows.
with the commercials intact.
Yeah.
For so you see Gracie putting the carnation in her coffee. So
Sebastian got it right. Sebastian's on fire tonight in Chase's Gargamel. Gargamel created, and do you remember what color Smurfette's hair was originally?
Yes, but I'll
let them answer. Let's see if they remember what Smurfette's original colored hair was.
She was a cat lure, right? Because the cat was going to eat them, right?
Yes, it was a whole plan to bring. Yeah. Well, Gargamel wanted to eat them. I still don't understand. As Dog says, bald. Nope, not bald. Not bald.
Well, maybe in some areas.
I knew Uncle Ron was going to go there, so I knew I didn't have to go there. God bless you, Uncle Ron. All right, her hair was black.
Yes.
That's right. You guys didn't think you'd come here and listen to Smurf talk, did you? Smurfs are still kind of fun. I mean, Brainy Smurf was
see the movie or anything like that, but
I didn't see those. I didn't want to ruin it for me, Brainy Smurf was an a-hole. They had every
absolutely.
They had every kind of Smurf. It's hilarious. They couldn't even. I guarantee you could not put that cartoon on TV anymore. If you go back and you watch, they had every. What's the word I'm looking for? Stereotype. Every stereotype as a Smurf. That's why it was funny.
So how are they created?
The Smurfs, I don't know.
Because they were all, except for Smurfette, they were all
men. They were all men.
Right.
There was a sausage fest there. They were all men Smurfs.
And they lived in mushroom caps. So they were
exactly. There's a lot of effed up meaning in the Smurfs, man.
They're actually Austrian. Peyo was the one that I believe he was Austrian. They're European anyway.
Definitely Europeans came up with that.
And they were comic that came out in the late 50s. And now you know more about the Smurfs than you've ever.
Everyone's like, "Wow, this is a lot of great Smurf knowledge." This knowledge might come in handy to you guys.
You never know. You might, get
on Rusty.
You might get on Jeopardy and play against a professional gambler.
That's right. Did he beat Ken? What's his face's record? I didn't check.
No, I think Ken won like 3 million, didn't he?
Yeah, but the guy is supposedly close or something. I saw.
Well, he did. He got 1 million in 14 days.
Wow, on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I guess he won in Jeopardy. He won in Jeopardy, baby. Oh.
Yes, the Don Pardo thing. You don't even win the home game.
You don't even win the home game. You're such a piece of crap player. That would have been funny, Tell them the wonderful gifts they won because they suck, Don Pardo. That's basically what that was.
Cremettes. You ever had cremettes?
No, what are cremettes?
There was the pasta that they gave away in every game show from the air.
You're going to use an F-bomb right there.
Yes, I was about to drop one, and
that was pretty funny.
Thank you. Basically just elbow macaroni. You can do what you want with it.
That's too funny. That's too funny. Let's see. Deep fried Smurfs. That's the way Gargamel wanted them. Deep fried Smurfs. La, 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 la. I'm Smurfette. You're a whore. That's what you are.
Yeah, no one ever seemed interested in her.
No. I'm telling you, it was the village of the village people.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So you're a Game of Thrones fan.
Yes, I am.
2 weeks. What do you think?
I've enjoyed the first 2 weeks a lot.
There's what? 4 or 5 left?
4 more left. The first 2 episodes were, I wish they were longer, but I thought they were well done. I enjoyed them a lot. And we're going to get the big battle tomorrow night.
Yeah. So have you read the books?
Read all 5 of them. Yes, I have.
Is there more books to come out? He's not done with the
No, there's supposed to be two more. Two more. Now, I think he's waiting just for the show
TV
to
show to be
end.
done?
Yeah, because I think he's going to have a twist on what he does. I think they had a falling out. I think there's a
What,
character.
HBO and George R. R.
The
Martin?
the writers on HBO.
Oh,
I think they went away. I'm not saying that the character isn't going to die. I just don't think he wanted to go a certain way.
okay.
That's just my guess.
Now,
So,
I read, and it's on the internet, so Abraham Lincoln said it must be true,
yeah, exactly.
that Sesame Street kind of tipped their hand on a big spoiler for Game of Thrones.
They ripped off our gag.
I think we ripped off their gag personally.
Well, I think we did it first. That's right.
Probably.
We did, and then no matter what, we did it better. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure we did better.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you, it would be funny. I have to check that out if Sesame Street did leak Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Uncle Ron, someone leaked the first 4 episodes. I watched all, because you could get on these apparatuses, right? I watched all 4 episodes. And I was like, this is the way you watch Game of Thrones, because you can watch 1, 2, 3, right in a row. You watch the first 4 episodes.
It's just made for binge watching.
Oh, it's absolutely made for binge watch. That's how I became a fan. The second season when the marathon came out, let me sit down and watch it. I tried to watch. I think I've told you this before. I tried to watch the first episode when it originally came out. I had no interest. 15 minutes in, like, I don't like this. But when you can sit and watch them one after another, you might get hooked. So I enjoy the show. Dog Show says somebody leaked the last 2. It was awesome. Oh, damn. I wish I had to watch them on Sunday. That sucks. I would have loved to watch them. I think the last 2 episodes have been very good. I've enjoyed them.
That's one of those shows that you probably, like the way that it's hard because it's HBO, but do it like Netflix does and put the entire season out at the same time.
That's the beauty of Netflix. You when they do like Stranger Things, which is a show I like, you sit down, if you want to watch it all in one setting, you can do that. And you just get into it, you do it. The thing that sucks is when it's done. You know what I mean? You watch it, it's done.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like Christmas. You're all excited for that, and then 20 minutes later, oh, when are we going? When's dinner? When your sisters finish opening in 5 hours.
But no, Netflix, that's the beauty of Netflix. You can binge watch it. Same thing with the YouTube, if you get that YouTube thing. I don't, but
premium or whatever.
Yeah, but the Cobra Kai, I don't know if the second season's come out yet. It probably has. I gotta try to watch it.
I know the Star Trek second season's over on the CB. There's just too many of those streaming services.
They're gonna cancel each other out. That's the problem. See, Netflix got laughed at and laughed at and laughed at. Guess what? Netflix stood and was beating everybody. Now they went in a direction they probably shouldn't have. I'm not going to get into that because they're stupid. Entertainment's entertainment. Keep other things out of it. But they're going to survive it. They've survived a lot worse. I'll tell you what Netflix did way back when. I was very impressed. They made a huge mistake when they changed pricing and certain things. It lasted for about a month. The CFO, right? Or the CEO, I'm sorry, turned around and said, we made a mistake. You'll never see a company do this. We made a mistake because they lost fan base, right? We're going back to the way it was.
Right.
And they went back to the way it was, and everyone resubscribed. Now they grandfathered people in too. They said, okay, when new people,
we are lucky because Sarah's a movie watcher. I mean, I have access to it. I don't think I've watched Netflix in years. I'm just not interested in that kind of.
I don't watch it all the time, Ron, but when there's something that catches my fancy, we'll say, it's cool that you can binge watch certain shows.
Absolutely. But I got it for her 1 year for her birthday.
Yep.
Back when it was still a DVD rental thing.
Yep. I had that.
And it just happened to be within that 6-month period, they rolled out the streaming service, and we've had broadband forever here. And she was grandfathered in.
Yeah. The stream, I tell you, you get hooked. I don't watch it much, but I don't want to get rid of it because when I want to watch something that's on there, it's nice to sit down and just watch it. You don't have, I mean, again, I got to watch Rockford Files. I don't even know if it's still on there, but that was the last thing I was watching over here was the Rockford Files, right? I haven't seen the Rockford Files in years. It's something.
And you can binge watch those too, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're fun. They're fun. They're like our show on TV. So I think the episodes were like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, about 40, 45 minutes, yeah.
You just sit there and it's good fun. Bum, 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 bum.
He did all the stunts too.
Yep. James
And he,
Gardner.
and he insisted on a new, was it Firebird? Was the car in that one? The
I
Gold.
think so. I
He
think so.
insisted on a new one every year.
Good for him.
And-
I love the Rockford Files. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid. I mean, it just I loved it. I think when I remember watching on Friday nights.
Yep, after Sanford and Son.
I just remember watching the Rockford Files, and I just enjoyed it. And I used to get in arguments with my friends who were when what's the Tom Selleck one?
Magnum PI.
Yeah, when Magnum PI came out, I said I'm not going to watch that until the Rockford Files were done because Rockford Files were coming to the end.
Right.
Because they used to put. I was always fascinated by TV ratings, and when the newspaper, when I was a kid, the newspaper actually put stuff in I used to like to read, and once a week they'd have the TV ratings, but it was like from 2 weeks prior or something. But it was interesting to look at, right? And it was to me, it was like a sport. Did my shows I liked did well, you know? And you could see the trend that Rockford Files was trending down, and they had already. And again, Magnum PI was on the same network as Rockford Files.
No.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
NBC, Magnum PI with CBS.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, and right because they're against each other. At except Magnum was on Thursdays, but I didn't watch it because I said I refused to watch it because I'm a Rockford Files guy. The Cubs and Bears in the chat.
I remember when USA Today came out in the mid '80s.
That was unbelievable. When that
on Wednesdays, they would have the complete TV ratings for the entire prime time, and I remember just reading it every week.
Wasn't it fascinating to you, though?
It was, of course. The ratings they got then were so much bigger than.
Well, yeah, it's just the way things have changed. It's
right.
There's so many ways to use your entertainment time now. The Cubs and Bears says, "Can I feel older? Rockford Files was one of my fave shows as an adult. I love the Rockford Files. $6 Million Man, the dog show brings up. I love that too on Sundays.
I never really got into that. Must be no one in the family like that. I think my grandmother liked Rockford. Well, I think she liked James Garner back from when he was Maverick.
Yeah. You know who's not good on Maverick? Roger Moore. He was like, he's the cousin of Maverick.
Yes.
I'll tell you something about those 50s and 60s cowboy shows because my dad watches them a lot and I watch them with him. They had great themes. They did have, I mean,
that's about the only thing that I like about those.
Some were pretty good. I like Lawman. Gunsmoke was always awesome. I like that stuff. Bobby likes Maverick. She watched a lot of cowboy movies, shows with her grandfather.
I think if you watch them with her, I just never got into.
Yeah, it's just fun stuff.
Cowboys and Indians. Well, don't the Cowboys and Redskins play on Sunday? That's Cowboys and Indians, right?
Beretta.
Someone in my family like that.
Yeah,
that had a great theme too.
Yep. That did have a great theme. And Dave from Baseball Demos, another wonderful channel, check it out. He brings up the parrot. That's right. He had what was it? The cockatoo?
Yes.
I wonder if that's what, I think that's a Robert Kraft special.
On the tugboat?
On the tugboat. The tugboat. Robert Kraft is coming near you. Ew. On the tugboat.
Bring more Kleenex.
Clean up aisle 1. Have Gun Will Travel. I like that's Paladin. I think that was Paladin. That's a good one.
I did like the Wild Wild West because that was kind of a steampunk.
Robert Conrad.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good. They were on the train. That was always cool. That was was that a Sunday thing or a Saturday night thing? Do you remember?
Well, I think that was a little before my time, so it was whenever.
Oh, it was probably reruns. You're right. So I'm watching that reruns.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I like that too. That was entertaining.
My mother's second husband was a big fan of the High Chaparral and the Big Valley, which was also a Lee Majors show.
Yeah, Lee Majors was on it.
And Barbara Stanwyck.
She made some bizarro movies when she was young.
Yes.
Those noir movies are really.
She and Betty Davis were kind of similar in the roles that they would take.
Yeah, they're.
But I couldn't see Betty doing primetime television like that.
No, Barbara Stanwyck. And then also on Big Valley, the woman from Dynasty, Linda Evans.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she played the daughter.
Played the farmer's daughter.
Yeah, yes, she did. Yeah.
All right.
Todd B says, my dad saw all 200 episodes of Gunsmoke, I think. LOL. Gunsmoke lasts a long time.
25 or 6.
Gunsmoke was, I'll never forget. That's one of those things when you came home when I was a kid and when they would change. I told this before on the chat with Al. I used to get pissed off when they would change the schedule of shit I wanted to watch when I was a kid.
I could never understand why everything changed in the fall.
I mean, I hated it. So when Gunsmoke, it would go off air for a little while. They moved the time, and I couldn't watch the whole episode because of the time they put it on. You know, I didn't get home from school in time. I'd be pissed off. I'm like, I need to watch my Gunsmoke. Where's my Gunsmoke? You know,
even then I was much more of a comedy person.
Oh, but I mean, I like comedy too. It's just like to see James Arness bitch slap someone, you know, bam, like you shouldn't beat your wife, bam, bam, and you just get that. I mean, actually, they never did those episodes. The ones in the 50s, I'm going to be honest with you, the ones in the 50s,
those are pretty gritty.
Yes, they are. If you think, I was in shock when I started watching that stuff with my dad.
That was a radio show. I don't know if you knew this.
In the 50s, I didn't know that. In the 50s and 60s, they touched child abuse, rapes. They touched on everything.
Except for the fact that Miss Kitty was a hooker.
Yeah, they never said Miss Kitty was a hooker because that was Marshall Dillon's gal.
Right.
She was a hooker.
I'm pretty sure. That was it was the last great radio show.
I didn't know that. I'm going to have to try to look that up on YouTube to see.
And Robert Conrad played Marshall Dillon.
Really?
Yes.
I could visualize his voice.
Robert Conrad was too
short.
Big. No, too fat.
Really? Oh, Robert Conrad, the guy from Cannon. I was thinking of the
and the Rocky and Bullwinkle too. I mean, he had a great voice.
Who was the guy who played Bob? Robert.
Oh,
I was getting mixed up with the guy who did Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh, it's William Conrad.
Okay.
And then Robert Conrad was Baba Black Sheep, and William Conrad was.
He had a great voice, though. You're right, William Conrad. Remember Cannon?
Yes, he was in Nero Wolf and Jake and the Fat Man. Anyway, so CBS.
And he played the Fat Man well.
Well, you know, yes. So CBS said you are too fat to play our vision of Marshall Dillon on television. So Robert Conrad played him on the radio all the way through, and they hired James Arness. So I guess it's a gargantuan. It was like 6'7".
He played the monster on the thing. Again, I've told this story. It's hilarious. Yeah. He's tall, and they gave him these Frankenstein boots to make him look taller. And that was one of the funniest things. I watched his biography. He goes, they're trying to kill me. And they go, how do you want me to move in these things?
I think Doc was the guy that played Doc was the only one that crossed over from the radio series.
Oh, that's really cool. That is really cool.
So, yeah, you can look them up. They're all in the free domain, so you can look them up.
Nat King Curry IV says, in fact, I think he's talking about what you're talking about. He petitioned for the TV role. But
yes, he wanted it. He knew how good it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because the radio scripts, as you said, they were gritty and raw and dealt with issues that, I mean,
even
the early about a time that when Lucille Ball was pregnant, they couldn't say the word pregnant on television. She was.
I know that's Uncle Ron. When I saw some of these, they're very good. People who haven't seen them don't make fun of them until you watch them.
And they're half-hour shows. They weren't the hour shows.
No, half-hour, quick, boom, boom. Stories are done. Beautiful. Here's the thing: from the early '50s or mid '50s to the early '60s, mid '60s,
till they went to the hour,
those shows brought up subject matter you couldn't believe. I'm sitting there going, they're doing this show in that time. It was unbelievable. They touched on stuff they would never touch on TV now, and they came away with the right storyline, meaning the way it should be. You know, they touched on. I'm not going to go into, but spousal abuse, child abuse. Like, and the best part is usually the bad guy got it in the end, really brutally. So you're like happy about, you know, whether it's Lawman, Marshall Dan Trooper, Marshall Dillon. You know, they're bitch slapping somebody, and they're bitch slapping the right people who are bad people. But yeah, the stuff they touched on was incredible. I was like in shock watching some of that stuff. It was good episodes. Again, it's different time period. So, but
it was canceled sometime after they went to color and the hour shows and the ratings started to drop. CBS canceled it, but William Paley's wife was such a huge fan of the show.
Did they bring it back?
Yeah, she convinced her husband to bring it back.
Yeah.
And it went on for like another 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, again, the ones later on were okay, not as good.
Well, they started to age out, and so
Yeah,
other people were doing it, and so
but now that I've seen the ones in black and white, and I mean, Burt Reynolds got his start on Gunsmoke. Go back and look.
Clint
There's a
Eastwood,
lot of
Clint Eastwood got to start in Rawhide.
Rawhide. Let me see.
Jimmy, amazing the people who got their start on television soap operas too.
Yep. Nat King Curry IV brings up Richard Boone, who's Paladin. Herb Pilgrim, Have Gun Will Travel was one of the best westerns out there. There are a lot of good westerns. I was in shock how good the stories are. I mean, you know what's funny about how they did it, Ron? It's very much of shows in the 50s and 60s, because I remember it with Star Trek, the reruns that I would watch as a kid, where like every so many episodes they'd have the comedy episode. Like it was like a requirement. After so many serious episodes, you had to have like a sort of you could still have violence, don't get me wrong, but you had to have that goofy comedy.
Well, they had to churn out at that point 39 episodes a year.
There are a lot of episodes, not like now.
It's 20. A modern television season was 26 when we were growing up, and now it's 22 that make up it. And most of the shows that people watch, such as Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, they're 6 to 10 episodes a season.
Horrible. Todd B brings up Rifleman, who my dad met.
Chuck Connors.
Chuck Connors. I think I typed something. Chuck Connors played for the Montreal Royals, which were a farm team of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Chuck Connors actually did play Major League Baseball. You can look it up.
Dodgers, yeah.
Yep, he played it, but he couldn't break in full time because Gil Hodges was their first baseman, who was better than him.
Then he went to play for the Celtics.
He played for the Celtics professionally. He was a great athlete. And he played in Springfield, Massachusetts at Pinchin Park.
That's not the one that the infield's laid the wrong way. That's in Pittsfield, right?
That's it. The Pinchin Park was on the river, and Smokey Burgess, who went on to play for the Pirates, he was in the Cubs system. He played in Springfield because the Springfield had the International League with the Cubs, and then later on they got the Giants. Juan Marichal played in Springfield. All three Alou brothers played in Springfield. My dad cut their hair, the Alou brothers.
Wow.
Yep. And there's so many good, but Smokey Burgess, he was on ESPN one time, way back when, on remember the Roy Firestone show?
Yeah, sports beat or sports
something like that.
Yeah,
and
that's where I saw the Harry Carey story about Elvis I told a few weeks ago. That was on.
Was that on with Roy Firestone?
Was that one Roy Firestone? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show. And what happened was, Smokey Burgess had like a home run record for pinch hits or something, and someone was coming up on possibly breaking it. This is a long time ago, and they had him on the Roy Firestone show. Great, he was a very good player, and he played on the 60s Pirates team in the World Series. He caught in the World Series, no slouch, that beat the Yankees. And they're asking him where's the toughest place, because he had a knack for hitting pinch hit home runs. And where's the toughest place to hit a home run out of? He goes, not in the major leagues, not when I played. He goes, I don't even know if the park's still there. He goes, it was called Pinchin Park in Springfield, Massachusetts. The wall was about 30 feet high all the way around. See, I knew this because my dad would tell me the stories, right? He goes, and it was on the river. He goes, and the wind would always blow in. He goes, you had to crush the ball to get it out. So that's kind of cool. So, yeah.
Am I imagining things, or did you have a double Eastern League team in Holyoke for a while?
Yes, Holyoke Millers. I saw, he played for the Angels and the Brewers because it was a Brewers farm team. Pettis. Is it Pettis? I saw
Gary Pettis is a hell of an outfielder.
Yeah, he played for them. What was, I don't want to get my names mixed up. Did he come up with the Brewers?
No, I believe he came up with the Angels.
It is him then, because I remember I was like, I saw him play. He could have been playing against the. No, I have to look that up. I think he played for the Holyoke Millers. It was a Double-A team, and they had a couple other good players come through. I got to see. I can't think of that. The big draw there. It's funny you bring that up. The San Diego Chicken. Remember the San Diego Chicken?
I do remember that.
The Chicken would come once a year, and that's when they would pack the house.
Dave Demos wants me to make sure that I get the San Diego Chicken in my replay. There might be chicken, but it's gonna be cooked.
Yeah, that's right. San Diego Chicken was pretty funny.
Yeah, the baseball bunch, as a matter of fact.
Yep, great gag. And I got to see the San Diego Chicken like 3 years in a row when I was a kid. I always made sure I pester my dad. Get tickets for the Miller games. Their chicken's coming.
To tell you just how much the AA ball has changed. Not to go take it back to sports. I mean, this Burlington was a AA city. We had the Reds came here. They won the Eastern League 3 years in a row, and then after that, they had the Mariners for a couple of years. I went to see one of those games against the Glens Falls Tigers, and I got to see Ken Griffey Jr. take batting practice.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I'm going to look up later the Miller. I think it was Pettis, and they had one more. I want to say the third. I can't think of the third. But they had some guys come through there. It was a nice.
Wally Joyner would have, if they were with the Angels, Wally Joyner would have come through there.
It's Pettis. I remember. I just remember the name because he was so good. I remember watching him play, going, "Wow."
I saw Omar Vizquel was the shortstop for the M's when I was there.
It's just fun. I mean, unfortunately, pitching. I mean, Holyoke's in Holyoke, but I mean, the Holyoke Millers is no longer there. They play like a college baseball in the summer. There, it's like a college league.
It's a New England league. It's not the Cape Cod League.
Their version, like a Cape Cod league, not as prestigious, but
some
good baseball there.
Our state capital, Montpelier, has one. Actually,
I mean, they get good. I haven't gone. I've always said I'm going to go, and I never did. And I kind of
the guy not a kid, since none of us are kids anymore. The guy that runs the team in Montpelier, I bought him his first car because I bought several $100s worth of baseball cards I no longer have, and that's what he did with the money of the cards that he sold me. Was he bought his first car? His dad actually passed away about a year ago. Was the head of maintenance at Linus State College, and so he actually was the I believe is still the GM and president of the of that league's team in Montpelier. Ryan Gallagher is his name.
Ryan Gallagher.
I'm
trying to think of it's going to drive me nuts. I'm trying to think of that third bit. I want to say it was a third bit, but it was good baseball. It was fun. Just a glorified high school field, to be honest with you. They just had the dimensions, and the outfield was chain link, but then they put the board, the advertisements, the wood. Mm-hmm. It was fun to watch. I was sad when they left. I didn't go to a lot of games, but we'd go to a couple a year, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And you got to see players,
If you got down to see the Yard Goats, that's not too far from you, is it?
No, I haven't seen the Yard Goats. I haven't seen a minor league game in forever.
They finally opened up that field. I mean, that was...
Where is that, Ron?
In Hartford. You're not too far from Hartford.
No, I'm right near Hartford. No, I haven't gone.
Yeah, they've opened up... it's the Rockies AA team, Eastern League team.
Baseball Demo says Roy Firestone's show was called Up Close. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was Mazda Up Close when it started.
Do you remember this? Before I forget, do you remember football probably in the early 80s? They used to do Alcoa Presents the Fantastic Finishes.
Yes.
Those were freaking awesome. I don't know why it just popped in my head. I was like, I used to wait, even if the game sucked, right? Again, no cable TV then, right? And I bet you Ron, the same with I bet you Ron's a huge NFL Films guy when he was a kid.
Oh my God, yes.
Highlights to music. And NFL Films, nobody did it better than.
Nobody has told sports stories better than NFL Films.
Unbelievable.
When Steve Sable died. I mean, that's how much of an influence that he had on. NFL, as you said earlier, with the gambling aspect, is a big deal. But don't underestimate the impact that Ed and Steve Sable had in making.
Oh, they was huge. NFL Films. There are things that you can find them on YouTube. I highly recommend if you're a football fan. But anyway, the Alcoa Fantastic Finishes, right? It would come in the last 2 minutes of the game when they went to the 2-minute warning. I think
Harry Callis would narrate it,
and they would give you the fantastic finish. It was awesome. It was unfreaking believable how cool it was.
You suckers didn't see because of Heidi. The Raiders responded for 14 points in the final minutes to beat.
It was like what? 30 seconds, maybe, if it was that. It was just unbelievable.
Al must have anticipated us having this conversation because yesterday I didn't click on it. I got in one of my recommended videos, 45-minute compilation of fantastic finishes.
No, I was just going to ask you. I have to go look for that. You have to send me the link. Send me the link. I have goosebumps.
I think on YouTube it'll come up.
Fantastic. I just used to love it. I just thought, I was like, I would love to see them. And the other great thing, if you want to see John Facenda, as Dave from Baseball Demo says, absolutely wonderful voice. This week in the NFL with the guy who did the Phillies games.
Harry Callis.
Yep. And
Steve Sable.
Yes. And then they had another version on a different channel, which basically was still This Week in the NFL. But it was
It's
and
just
then they had
one specific game.
Game of the week. That's what it was. Game
And
of the
then
week.
we had HBO, so I would watch on
Len
Thursday
Dawson
nights at 7.
Nick
Nick,
Bonacani from Springfield, Massachusetts.
I didn't realize that till you mentioned it a while
he
ago.
He's not doing well. Sad.
Hasn't for years,
No.
and his son died too. His son became paralyzed and died.
Yep.
And so I mean, and if I was watching today, I mean, they still do them and they bury it on NFL Network. It was something on for the draft. It was on the Steelers 74 draft because they drafted Lynn Swann, John Stallworth,
heck of a
Jack
draft.
Lambert, and Mike Webster in the first 5 rounds.
Unfreaking believable.
And Chuck Noll, and they told the story about Noll really wanted Stallworth, and they grabbed Swann instead. And they argued so long that they almost lost the pick to Dallas. So Dallas had rushed the card up with Swann's name, but Pittsburgh made the pick with 5 seconds to go. I mean, it's one of those things, just tremendous.
Stuff that wouldn't happen now.
Well, it happened to the Vikings a few years ago. Remember that?
When it happened, I don't remember that. I don't follow the draft like I used to.
It was about 10 years ago, and the Vikings didn't get the name in time.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. That I remember. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave from Baseball Demos. That's Pat Summerall and Tom Berkshire did the version of the week
back in the 70s. Yep.
You can find those on YouTube. They're absolutely fabulous. If you're a football fan, it's a must see. Just like This Week in Baseball, the old This Weeks in Baseball. What great production.
John Facenda was the newsman on one of the local stations in Philadelphia. He was not even a sports guy. He just had the pipes.
They used to do once a year Football Follies. And as a kid, it was really funny to me. But the one that sticks out is they put Looney Tunes voices on one of them, right? But the best one of the Looney Tunes voices, they're trying to, it's like a special teams, right? And they're going, I'm blocking this guy. But they're doing it to Looney Tunes voices. It's really funny. And all of a sudden, they go, you ready? You ready? Yeah. And then someone goes, who's got number 32? Oh, and they start going through and it goes because everyone's pointing. Back in the day, it's not, they had good coaching, don't get me wrong, but it's not like today, right? Where everything's bing, bing, bing. So they're literally, the players are going, I'm blocking this guy. Who do you got? You can see it. It's hilarious. And then anytime they had the highlights to like mud games with music, I was there. Those are the best.
My memory of older football games doesn't go back like it does baseball, but the 77 NFC divisional game between the Vikings and
the Rams, right?
In the mud at the old Coliseum in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, the Rams were favored. I believe they lost 14-0, 14-10 or something like that. Vikings upset them.
And you couldn't see the uniform. You could only see helmets.
Yeah, it was all mud. That's football, my friends. That was a rare rainstorm at the LA. There's a Coliseum in the Rams.
It was the old Coliseum. The Rams wanted out so bad anyway. They went to freaking Anaheim. But they had played a high school game there the night before and it chewed up the field, and then the rains hit. And
the Mud Bowl.
Oh, it was great.
I want to say it was 14-0 or 14-10 or 10. The Vikings upset them. They weren't supposed to win that game. The reason why the Vikings usually beat the Rams is because they had their quarterback play was usually low.
They usually play the games up in Minneapolis.
That was the other thing. And that was when the Vikings ever went inside. It was the worst thing they ever did. It took their persona away. No one wanted to go play in the cold in Minnesota. No one.
No, and they came close when they redid the Metrodome, and that's a beautiful place, the new U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yeah.
But when they went out and played those couple of years at the University of Minnesota,
it was fun. It was fun.
It's true. I mean, the Celtics took forever to gain their own identity back after they moved into the Fleet Center. The Bruins, I don't think were ever. I mean, the Bruins have now won a cup, so it's a little different. But I can tell you, as a Montreal fan, Bell Center is very nice.
It's not the Forum. It's not the Forum.
And I'm sure for the Leafs too. Yeah, we're at Scotiabank Center now, but it isn't the old Maple Leaf Gardens. That's now a grocery store, by the way.
My God, imagine that.
It's a grocery store, and above it, there's a full-size rink upstairs and a small Canadian College plays, but yeah, it's a grocery store, and the Forum is an AMC movie theater.
It's funny. Yeah, I highly recommend if you're a football fan, check those things out on YouTube. Also, Sebastian agreed as a Leafs fan, he says, regarding it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
People talk about replacing Fenway Park. I'm like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Fenway Park is Fenway Park. You can tweak it all. Never. Fenway Park's. I don't want to see it go away. That's Fenway Park. You know, that's just me. I like.
Some point it's going to have to, but
I don't have to root for it.
That's true. That's true. But no, I mean, you get, in time. I mean, I don't think maybe our friend that had the season tickets for the Patriots when it was Schaefer Stadium and froze his tushy on the bleachers on the metal benches. But
I went there twice. I've never been to the new stadium. That was the biggest pit ever. As a kid, we went again.
Oh, it's horrible.
Bought our tickets ourselves. Took a bus ride there. I think 2 or 3 times. We went 3 times, I think. The third time it rained out, and it was opening day against the Dolphins. I got to see Dan Marino play, and the Patriots won in a rainstorm. I swore I'd never go back. I haven't been back. It was a great game. Just much more comfortable.
Place didn't drain either.
I'm sorry?
The old place didn't drain either. Not when it had the turf.
I'll tell you, I went 3 times. Twice it snowed. Once it rained. I would take snow any day over rain. It's just, you get so uncomfortable in the rain.
And they literally, that place had metal benches.
Yes, it did. Now, the first time I went, I'd been to Fenway. Fenway's nice compared to the football stadium. I didn't know it's metal benches. I thought, you sit there, it's like at a high school game. I'm like, wow, this sucks. The game was fun seeing the play. And then everyone stands up. You can't see shit when you're a kid. You're basically watching, at least for me, I'm watching the TV, the big screen. So I'm like, I can watch this at home.
Exactly.
Baseball is a different atmosphere. It's warm. Usually it's nice. It's this food you can smell at Fenway, the grinders and all that stuff. It's awesome. Again, very pricey. I haven't been there in a while, but would I go again? Yeah, I like Fenway. I'm going to be honest with you. Sports is wonderful on TV. If the game stinks, you walk away.
Right. There's always a power button.
There's
always.
So people who complain about ticket don't go. I don't go anymore. Once I thought the ticket prices were too high, I don't go.
But I know the Celtics and Bruins have really cheap seats. They're nosebleeds.
Yes, I've been in the nosebleeds. What's it called? The Fleet Center? Or do they change the name again?
No, it's the Garden again.
Garden, TV, whatever the hell it's called.
Garden, but it was the Fleet Center when it opened.
Yeah. Okay. When I went, was the Fleet, and the thing is like this: the incline. Holy cow! And you want to talk about being pushed in with, like they've jammed every seat possible. Yeah, I'd rather watch on TV.
And you got a nice arena that doesn't get a lot of use in Springfield for concerts and stuff, so it's not like you need to go to Boston.
Yeah, they've changed. It's the Mass Mutual Center. It used to be the Springfield Civic Center.
And do you still have at least a minor league hockey there or no?
Oh yeah, we have the Falcons, Springfield Falcons. It used to be the Indians. Then they moved, but they were never. Were we with a hockey team one? No, I think they always quickly grab a hockey team right away. Like they try to get it. Every time they've lost a hockey team, they've had another one for the next season. So they've always brought one in.
Speaking of your hometown, I'm amazed at the lack of basketball you ever hear about. They used to play the Hall of Fame game there.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. When I was a kid, I used to go. The Hall of Fame game, they had a couple of things for basketball. That's a good point. The NBA, because it's got so big, they used to play an exhibition game here every year. And I got to see Kareem play. I got to see Daryl Dawkins play. I got to see Larry Bird play. You go down, you get to see these guys play. It's an exhibition game.
Right.
And then what happened was they sent it down to Hartford and blah, blah, blah. And then they stopped doing it. They used to also have the Division II NCAA's Elite Eight here.
I remember.
With big time. I mean, but then they stopped drawing. People didn't come to, see. So they wanted to go people wanted to go elsewhere. They had hey, UMass played Arkansas at the Civic Center when they were both top-notch teams. Bill Clinton former President Clinton, went to see the game at the Springfield Civic Center. I want to say UMass beat them there. The other funny thing, when UMass was good, right? UConn wanted nothing to do with UMass. They want to. I remember they'd come up and kick the crap out of UMass when UMass stunk, and when Calipari left and the team went downhill again, they were more than happy to schedule UMass again. You know,
Well,
but I
they
guess
also be in the same league. All states had the New England states. So
no,
back in the 50s and 60s, Vermont, Connecticut, and UMass
oh, you're
were
talking about,
in the Yankee Conference.
yeah, right. And they all played each other, and
Right.
UConn used to kick the crap out of UMass most of the time later on.
And Vermont too, but
yeah. Yeah, they had a lot of cool stuff at the Sugar Ray Leonard fought at the Springfield Civic Center against Armando Muniz. Bob Foster fought in West Springfield against Andy Cadell, I think, in the late 60s. What was the other big thing? I mean, I went to a championship fight at the Civic Center when USA Network had the fights, and it was Simon Brown versus Luis Santana. It was a world championship fight. It was just, it was like a tune-up for Simon Brown, who was a real good fighter. So USA got the rights to the fight, and I got to watch. That was really cool. They had Billy Smith played for the then Springfield Kings, and Billy Smith. Oh yeah, and he won a Calder Cup because we talked about it. I don't know if you were with us then, or I think was it on your show? Eddie Shore, who owned the Indians, Springfield Indians, sold to the Lakers, the guy who owned the Lakers.
Oh, Jack and Cook, yeah.
And so all of a sudden, the Indians go from like the team uniform colors go from like white, blue, and red, I think it was, to yellow.
Margarine wrappers that the Kings wore.
But they won. They were good. Billy Smith was outstanding. They won a Calder. That's before my time. I mean, I was too young to go see it, but he was a good goalie, and he won 4 Stanley Cups with the Islanders. So a lot of good hockey players came through Springfield.
Yeah, just I mean, you hear about Canton does the Hall of Fame game and all that, and they make a big deal, and the Hockey Hall of Fame's in Toronto.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't do that anymore. Maybe they will, because now that the casinos come in and they revamped the Mass Mutual Center and stuff.
You just don't hear about
there's a lot more traffic
in Springfield.
Well, they had a professional team twice. It didn't work out. They had one called the Springfield Fame, and it didn't draw.
One of the Sports Illustrated writers tried to put a team here in Burlington. Didn't work. Split their time between Burlington and another city up here. I mean, it just doesn't work.
I'll tell you. Travis Best came out of Springfield. Played in the NBA. Vinny Del Negro came out of Springfield. Played in the NBA. Yep. Both of them had very good. And Mario Elie out of New York, but played at American International College. Nick Bonacani, NFL. Joe Schiavelli, lineman, very good lineman for the Rams in the 60s and 70s, came out. Same high school, produced Nick Bonacani and Joe Schiavelli. Pat Strange played baseball for a while. Mark Wohlers is out of Holyoke. He was the closer for the Braves. I played against him in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is it Vic Raschi out of Springfield? Pitched for the Yankees. I might be getting the names.
Cleveland. No, that was Ali Reynolds. Raschi pitched for the Yankees. He was on the World Series.
He's out of Springfield. And they say West Springfield, but he didn't live in West Springfield. He grew up in Springfield. I mean, they got that wrong. A lot of it's funny when you go back and you look to see at certain things, you're like, well, that's pretty cool. They've had some good athletes come out of Springfield. So. In this area, actually, Western Mass.
You didn't feel well last week, so I couldn't tell you my Easter story.
Oh, I want to hear your Easter story.
Similar vein of death and destruction as the Frisky Fro. Did you have repeat dreams as a kid? Have you ever been a repeat dreamer?
What kind of dreams?
Do you know? No, the ones you have not.
I know what you mean.
Yes, when you're sleeping.
I've had a dream. I thought pterodactyls were chasing me. Okay. I fell back asleep and I had the same. I mean, I woke up crapping myself. Basically, I was so scared. Is that what you mean by repeat dreams?
Yes, I'm not talking about Robert Kraft's repeat dreams.
No, I have those dreams too. That sucks. When you're having one of those cool dreams and you wake up and you're like, no.
Yes.
And then you try to fall back asleep to get right. And it's Raquel Welch, Adrian Barba. It's everyone you've ever, and like they're all there in this one place. Anyway, back to your dream.
Yeah, the wife will, now she's dreaming about Raquel Welch and Adrian Barbeau, but it's like if the alarm goes off and she's in the middle of a dream, no, at the time. I actually at one point I had a dream that was like a TV ad later tonight or tomorrow or whatever, and you'll be dreaming about this, and it actually happened. But that's not what I'm talking about. So Easter rolled around, and of course it was always never been real religious, and it's a holiday that moves around, and so you don't ever really not like Christmas, which it's the same time every year, blah blah blah. And so when I was of the Easter bunny age. You had to be home and in bed, or else the Easter bunny wouldn't come, which means go to bed so I can put out your freaking basket so I can get drunk and go to sleep myself. And so one year I had my grandmother, we lived with her, and she drove a 67 Plymouth Fury, this kind of a darkish greenish teal thing, Detroit, big ass car, 4 gallons to the mile type deal. So we were in this dream. We were someplace else. I think actually at the Frisky Frog friends. And so you had to get oh my God, the Easter Bunny's in town. You got to get Ron home so you can drop off.
Hurry.
And so get in the car. And so she gets me in the car and she brings me back to her place. And we lived around a sharp bend. About once a year, a truck would misjudged the speed of what he had to do and a phone pole would go. Okay, so you'd be watching something and someone hit the pole. Never failed. Once a year. Anyway, so we're getting to that corner to there, and there's the Easter Bunny hopping. No, we're gonna miss him, Grandma. We're gonna miss him. I'll speed up around the corner. And
did you kill the Easter Bunny?
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Next year.
Same dream.
Same dream. Different bunny.
Of course it's a different bunny. You killed the last one.
Right, exactly. And so 2 years in a row, in the prime of my Easter Bunny years, my grandmother killed the Easter Bunny.
In a dream. Only in a dream, children. Only in a dream.
Only in a dream.
That is one of the best stories I have ever. That is hilarious.
And when you weren't on last week, you're like, oh! Because
that's awesome.
It would have been Easter Sunday. Like, oh!
That is awesome. Let's go to the chat quickly, and then we're gonna close. We've had a good show tonight, you and I. We're gonna go out singing, Ron. I've decided that. So someone's kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. All right, so that was an awesome story. Thank you. I love that. I was like, did you kill it the second year too? That's too funny.
2 years in a row.
All right. Well, Uncle Ron, it's been fun.
Oh, it has. Glad we did this.
At 11:47, we're gonna go a couple more minutes because we're gonna sing going out. We're gonna sing.
Okay.
We'll do our Love Boat thing again in case people missed it. That was awesome. That's the greatest opening ever for any show, period. Whether on YouTube or network or cable. You don't get crap like that elsewhere. You get it here with Uncle Ron and myself.
The operative word being crap. Yes.
Uncle Ron, don't egg them on. So first of all, let's say thank you to Todd B. Oh, he says, was there chocolate all over the road? I'll tell you one thing.
He did have a basket in his hand.
Yeah. If you're searching for the Easter Bunny and you find the bunny in the backyard, don't eat the chocolate. The little chocolate eggs he eats. You don't want to eat the little chocolate. You know that's frightening because they look like little chocolate eggs.
Oh, we used to get the IGA frozen pizzas because my uncle was a meat cutter at the local IGA. Yeah. And I love the sausage and wasn't a pepperoni. And the sausage, of course, had rabbit-sized pellets for sausage. And so you know what that is you're eating, Ron. I don't care. I like it.
Rabbit turds.
And I believe that's the exact words that were used.
Of course.
Couldn't say shit, and I guess poop was never really used. It was turd.
Turd or shit, one or the other.
Right.
You never hear poop turd. You hear, hey, shit turd. You know what I mean? It's it's a standard. Right. All right. So I'd like to say thank you to Nat King Curry the Fourth, Bubba Husky, Todd B, Sebastian Strat. He had some good lines tonight, Sebastian Strat.
He did the tugboat.
Who says we missed all of her funny stuff, so I'm gonna have to go back and read that. Who else? We had lots of people in here. We had a lot of fun. Baseball demos. Check out that wonderful channel. Thank you very much.
A baseball doubleheader on my channel. I got to make it up. So we're going to do a game at noon and a game at 7.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Excellent. Doubleheader on Raw. We're not done with that.
Okay.
We're leaving, but we got to do it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
We're going to sing. Don't try to get out of singing. We're singing. That's our new thing. American Idol, here we come.
Oh, God.
You know who else is coming? Bob Kraft. Boom, boom.
You know I've told you this story. By the time that I was in the 5th grade for our elementary school Christmas concert, I sang so well they made me the narrator.
Yes, you did. Yes,
Yeah.
you did. But we're changing all that.
Yeah.
Changing all that.
Yeah. My mother and I would do a rendition of Rudolph that could make everyone else's ears bleed.
Nose ring.
Reindeer. Yeah, yeah.
Did a lot of cocaine. How do you think his nose was red? Come on, people. Herb Pilgrim, thank you. Phantomatic, the dog show, the Cubs, the Bears.
Dog suspension's got to be coming up soon, right?
I hope so. We need him live again.
Yeah.
I mean, he can go on other people's channel, but we got something about a dog show live. It's absolutely fabulous. Ken Castro, sports writer extraordinaire. Dave Gardner, hockeytournaments.com. Hope you feel better soon, my friend. Rusty, thank you very much. Danny N. Gray's Cards and Toys, wonderful channel.
Yes.
And if I miss you, we usually say hi on the way in. I apologize.
Love all those between Danny and MP Fox. Love all those father and son card channels.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And see, we can't go up any farther. We had a really lively chat. We got to get Bobby Cantillano in here, I've decided, because she's going to be going to help us with the chat. I've decided.
She carries the wrench.
Yes, she does.
And we need to teach her how to use it.
Right. Because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Dun, 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 dun. 3 Dog Night, people.
Still not showing you my foot, Al.
Oh, God damn. Sebastian says, taking requests. All right, throw us a song. If I know it, I'll butcher it. Go ahead. Throw us a song.
Okay.
Sebastian's going to
Were you a Fantasy Island fan, too? I like the Love Boat, but I never...
like the Love Boat better. Fantasy Island sometimes...
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, had the hotter chicks, but would scare me. So what we're going to do, and we're going to wait for Sebastian for a moment, but
the plane,
boss, the plane. What the hell was his name on the show?
Tattoo,
that's right. And Ricardo Montalban.
Fine Corinthian leather.
Fine Corinthian leather. They were fun shows. Goofy as hell, but fun shows. That one was creepy though,
yeah,
Uncle Ron.
Now I guess it was,
I don't remember the theme song though.
It was. I don't think that was a song one. I think it was the plane, and then the music, and then the credits kind of roll. I mean, they both were similar. It was all,
but it wasn't like Love Boat. Love Boat.
Right. It was all the people that you saw in the game shows after school would do.
Oh yeah. That's what you know. What's funny? I think as we're gonna take it to about 12, and that's when we'll end it. So we got 8 more minutes of jocularity. I tell you, jocularity.
Thank you.
That was I think that hits it out of the ballpark. You were very familiar with whoever was on those shows. You saw them all the time.
Yes, and they were right.
I mean, now that you put it that way, that they were on a ton of game shows. They were a lot of Sweet Caroline. Oh God.
That is the world's creepiest song. Did you realize that he wrote that about Caroline Kennedy when she was 12?
That is creepy. Okay, let me think about this. He's requested it.
You did. Here's my Neil Diamond story.
Okay.
I've told you about the time, the first Red Sox game after the bombings, and I did the game for Bleacher Report, and it was my 60,000 views and all that.
Yeah.
And so they get to whenever they sing Sweet Caroline, and whoever the staff is for the Sox, they turn around and there's Neil Diamond. You might need help for this today, right? And so
Neil showed up on his own.
He showed up on his own, and they threw him out on the field, and he did Sweet Caroline live at Fenway But yeah, I mean, that was not that he wasn't.
I'm going to find, because I don't know the lyrics. I only know Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. You're going to get that for 3 minutes. Me and Uncle Ron going,
times never felt so good. So good.
So good.
Sang it.
Okay. Does that count? Can we do the Love Boat? We're pretty good at that one.
I mean, she was 12 when he wrote that.
That's kind of creepy. I saw a Neil Diamond tribute band one time, cover band, where that was So we watched this band at this small bar.
I want Forever in Blue Jeans. Baby
Come
tonight.
on. I don't even know that song. I know the song, but I don't know that you. So, all right. I think we should go out with the Love Boat. I think that's what we should do.
We got a couple minutes then.
Okay, so like
Yeah, it's 5 of, so we don't need 5 minutes to sing that.
Yeah. We
So last year they recorded it and Dionne Warwick sang it.
The Love Boat.
Yes.
Do you know? Hey, here's a fun one. Happy Days. The original theme was
Bill Haley
in the comics, but they had to pay a ton of money for the royalties, and that's when they went Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what happened to Richie's brother? He went up the steps, never to be seen again. Chuck, remember Chuck? No one remembers Chuck.
Vaguely, yes.
Basketball, up the stairs. I watched a biography on Happy Days, right? Like behind the scenes, all that stuff. One of the best. And Ron Howard, they all would, they're joking about that, right? Because yeah, Chuck goes up the stairs. It was our dirty little secret. We never talked about it again. They just wrote him off the show.
Yep.
Richie they never talked about Richie's older brother ever
between Chuck Cunningham and Pete Best, just things that we just never talk about.
Never talk about. All right, here we go. 4 minutes. Should we start? I think we should do it now. We're gonna do it now or wait?
Yeah.
Let's do it now. I'm excited. I want to sing.
Love, exciting and new, on a friendly shore. We're inviting you. The love
boat, or as Sebastian puts it, the
tugboat.
Robert Kraft is waiting for you. Ron on the
tugboat.
Robert Kraft and a masseuse for 2. Ron.
Love and adventure and exciting release.
And on the tugboat, Robert Kraft will be coming for you. On the tugboat. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much. We hope you're able to laugh a bit and enjoy. We had a lot of fun with Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron, tell us what's coming up on your channel.
Let's see, doubleheader tomorrow. We're finally going to get that second game of that White Sox Brewers doubleheader. And then tomorrow night at 7 will be Cincinnati and St. Louis as we finally played past the All-Star game. That was fun, by the way. The game pulled those teams together, and the National League never selected a reliever. I had 10 starters.
I remember you talking about that, Tommy Lasorda. So.
Yeah. The winningest pitcher in Montreal Royals history.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. Thank you, Uncle Ron. Till next week, or maybe, hey, we might do this 1 hour every couple of nights. Who knows? And then we
missed you, Devin.
And Devin, we missed you. And get better. Dave Gardner.
Dave Gardner.
You see, when I don't drink, my mind wanders.
Yes, he was the manager of the Twins.
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire.
Yes.
Right, something like that. Anyway, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know what's coming, folks. You know what's coming. Peace.